Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Editor Rose here. Welcome to the 10th installment of the Ridiculous Podcast. If you're wondering why I said editor, well, we had a little bit of some minor difficulties with the audio. You may or may not notice that with Asher just a little bit for a little while, but hopefully it's just not that bad. But anyways, we had the 10th, the Deca, the double digit episode, the first one with Cone. We talked a little bit about the Thunder, a little bit about KCP versus Aaron Gordon. You'll see what I mean. It's very random, but it's interesting. And we also found out that someone is using his identity on Instagram on the pod. So it's everything you could ask for in 2 hours plus. So if you enjoy, leave us a 5-star, give us a good review, like the video, whatever you're listening on. We hope you enjoy, and thank you.
Today, our guest is an NBA Twitter legend, a basketball YouTuber, and a part of the Process 2.0, a Thunder fan. We got Cone on the podcast. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. Not much to do right now. Shout Chris Paul, Thunder legend, just advanced to the NBA Finals. I'm really excited to watch the Chris Middleton, Lou Williams battle that's going to go on tonight in the East. So that should be interesting. But other than that, I'm just, counting down the days to the draft. I'm not super used to this high pick thing. So I'm scouting a bunch of players, praying the guys that I want fall to us, and waiting for the inevitable moment where Sam Presti trades 38 picks to move up 3 spots. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I've been looking into prospects too, and I assume we're looking into very different prospects because you're probably looking at, Scotty Barnes and that kind of thing.
Mm.
I am not doing that, but yeah. This is the highest draft pick you guys have had in a long time since James Harden, right?
A very, very long time. Yeah. The last time the only time that we weren't in the playoffs since that era was when we got Campaign, who is also now balling out, of course. We missed the playoffs in 2015 when Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were both hurt for part of the year.
Right.
And that was end of the lottery type stuff. But this is big, man. I don't know. I've started to convince myself that Scotty Barnes is Kawhi Leonard. So that's the point where I'm at right now. And then I already know he's going to get taken before us, and all of that hype that I've built up for myself is going to have to go into a different prospect. But whoever we take, I'll support. I've just bought really hard into the Scotty Barnes bandwagon at this point.
Yeah, so that's who you want the Thunder to take?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm cool with any of the top 6 guys. I'm talking obviously the top 3, Mobley, Green, Cade, and then you've got Kuminga, Suggs, and Barnes. I'm cool with any of those 6 guys. There have been some Thunder fans that are saying if Suggs falls to us at 6, they don't want him, and I think they're crazy. I'm really high on Jalen Suggs. I've been the one Thunder fan who doesn't hate Jalen Suggs at this point, because there was a revolution a month ago where every Thunder fan was we need Jalen Green no matter what, and I think that came at the expense of any at all hype for Jalen Suggs. So if any of those guys get to us at 6, which they have to because that's 6 of them, then I'll be happy with whoever we get. Kuminga, a low floor, high ceiling type guy. I think it would be good if we got him because he doesn't have any expectations immediately. And of course, like I said, I've convinced myself that Scotty Barnes is Scottie Pippen. So.
Yeah, I like the film I've seen on Scotty Barnes. I haven't done a deep dive on him because he's not someone that the Nuggets are even going to get to consider drafting. But from the film I've seen and from the people I've talked to, he's a great prospect. And if he goes to the OKC, y'all got a good one.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to the Lou Dort, Scotty Barnes lockdown combo on the wings. That's what I'm looking forward to at this point. And then, we'll figure out who goes at center at some point.
Yeah, it was going to be Andre Drummond 2.0, Moses Brown, but we saw how that worked out.
Yeah,
that's very harsh.
It's so funny to see people who people are either think Moses Brown was the steal of the century in the Celtics trade, or they think Moses Brown is awful, and there's no in between. and it's really funny to see. As a Thunder fan who watched him play a lot, like there is potential there. He's just got to hone in a lot of stuff. But there are like some Celtics fans that are like, "Oh my God, how did the Thunder give us Moses Brown?" They're like, "This dude." I think it's because he had that game where he dropped 21 and 23 on their heads, and since that moment, I think Brad Stevens was like, "If I ever become a general manager," which out of nowhere he did, I'm gonna trade for this guy.
Yeah, that was a move where I was like, oh, Moses Brown, he's okay. Because, like, from I follow a few Thunder fans, not many, but a few, and all of them are like, yeah, he's okay. He's got upside, but not, like, star potential or anything, which I think is about the correct assessment. He's a very traditional big who can get boards. He can score in the paint, and he's a decent defender. I think that's about what you're getting with him. But
yeah, pretty much.
The only reason I know about him is because a few years ago I was playing 2K with a buddy of mine, and he dropped a triple double on my head with Moses Brown.
That's hilarious.
Is that with assists or blocks with the points and rebounds?
Assists.
There's no way you got 10 assists.
Oh damn, he had Moses Brown there as the point guard. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for
That was
it.
a Jokic role.
Yeah. Moses Brown is Jokic.
Yeah. If someone clips that out of context, that'll be hilarious. 3 years from now, when
Moses Brown, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right
Moses
now,
Brown,
declaring
new
at
point
this
center.
moment, Moses Brown will be the next center to win MVP, becoming the next Jokic. He's gonna be like Magic Johnson at 7 foot.
Yeah. He's gonna be Jokic, but athletic.
Yes.
But yeah, how is tanking? I don't really know what that's like. So from a fan's perspective, what's it like wanting your team to lose more or less, like every night?
Yeah, so it was one of the weirdest experiences of my life being a sports fan, because so in other sports, like I'm like a Cowboys fan, which people aren't gonna like. People probably won't like even more than I'm also a Yankees fan. So yeah, that's not great. But so like in like baseball and in football, like tanking's not really a thing necessarily. Like sometimes football teams are bad on purpose, like we saw the Jets this last year. But in basketball is where you like truly see tanking, because one player can like turn your franchise around completely, as opposed to like if you tank in like football, you might still be bad for a couple more years. So it was weird. My outlook from the start was, if we win games, I'm going to be happy with it because I want to see the Thunder win. But if we lose, like, I was cool with it. So it was pretty cool to start off. I was like, this is awesome. Because last year, if we lost, I was like, damn, we should have won that game. And this year, I'm like, if we lost, I'm like, hell yeah, we lost that game. So I was cool with it whether we won or lost. And that was how it was up until around the time Shea got hurt, and we lost Shea for the season. Which, by the way, it's bothered me that so many people have said his injury is fake, because he's literally sitting out of the Olympics right now because of it. But around the time when Shea went out and we sat Horford is when I flipped into full tank mode. Like, when we lost to the Celtics, I was pissed. I was like, I can't believe they just lost to us, because that was the game to set the Thunder franchise record for losses in a row. And if we had lost that game, we would have lost 25 games in a row leading up to that Clippers game, which also, that I have never been more upset at a basketball game, maybe ever. Like, I was, because I was so sure we were going to win. And if we won, or if we lost that game, which would have been a win, if we lost that game, we would have tied with the Magic for like that, like the top pick odds, which would have been huge for us, because who knows where we'd end up being now, as opposed to now we're at 6. Obviously ending up tying with the Cavs because we won. But the Clippers, I have never seen a team, because I had been watching my team tank all year, and the Clippers were like, we're going to do that for 2 games, one against the Rockets and one against the Thunder, and we're going to tank on purpose. And that pissed me off as a fan that was tanking on purpose, because they don't know this lifestyle. They just adopted it. We have been tanking all damn season. And they decided that on the last game of the year, when the Thunder needed it most, they said, you have all of our draft picks, so we're going to take this one away from you. And they had Daniel Oturu, who, shout out him, cool guy, I'm sure, bringing the ball up the court. Like a center, he was like Moses Brown point guard. He was bringing the ball up the court, and They didn't play any of their guys, and of course, guys like Skip Bayless are like, "Oh, they just want to stay healthy for the playoffs." Like, no, shut up, stop ruining my dreams. And Poku, I love Poku. I'm higher on Poku probably than anybody in the world. I think people might think I'm crazy. I think Poku could be an All-NBA guy at some point. Poku decides, bless his heart, to be good finally. In like the last game of the year, he drops 30 points. Moses Brown goes crazy. We've talked about him so much now already, and we lost. Well, we won. Excuse me. I confused those words.
You technically lost.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm so confused. And shout out to my girlfriend, who she was very consoling because we won a basketball game. So thank God for her. But she was like in the room with me watching, and I had explained to her what the concept of tanking kind of was, because I would she'd be like, "Oh, how are the Thunder doing?" I'm like, "Oh, they lost." She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, trust me, that's great." And eventually,
I love this mindset.
Yeah. So I explained it to her, and she's like, "Okay, I think I understand it." And then that game happens, and I'm like sweating that we're gonna win. I'm like, "Oh my God, we're gonna win this game." No. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, the Thunder are gonna win." She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And then we like made a shot or something, and I like yelled like damn it or something like that, and she like jumped. She's like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "We won," and she's like, "No." So shout out to her for mirroring those emotions to help me through it.
I'm just imagining you inconsolable, like with Kleenex, like blowing your nose, and she's just like hugging you.
We won.
Yeah,
we won.
Yeah, it was
just broken.
So it went from everything was great at the beginning of the season, because that first game, Shea hits a game winner, and I'm like, hell yeah. This is awesome. Shea's going to go crazy. He's going to be an all-star. And by the end of the year, we'll probably end up not being very good. And we could have, honestly, if we kept everyone playing, we might have had a shot at the play-in with the way that we were kind of playing. Like, we were right there.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing we shut down Horford and stuff. But it was fantastic. Win or lose, I was happy. And then we got to the end of the year, and we won, and I was pissed off. And now we've got the 6th pick because Daniel Oturu was their point guard for the game. So that's what tanking is being like, is when Daniel Oturu playing point guard costs you a top 5 draft pick.
It all comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can speak from experience that the Thunder are very annoying to go up against, man. Because, like, they're good, and they might win, even though you know they want to lose and you want them to lose, they might still win. Like, I remember earlier in the year, before Jamal got hurt, we were playing the Thunder, and Lou Dort like clamped him up, and I was like, why is this happening?
One of my biggest things was, if we won, I wanted it to be because of the young guys. Like if Shea, Dort, Poku, Baisley, those guys, Teo, those guys had good games and we won, I was like, cool, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Like they're learning to win, they're getting better as players, awesome. And but that was weird because then at the end of the year we had only the young guys playing, and I was like, I need them to lose more than anything at this moment. I love these guys. I know they want to win. I know the franchise wants to lose, but we need to lose this game.
Yeah, I had Darius Baisley in my Dynasty fantasy basketball league. So whenever whenever the Thunder played, I watched, not all of the time, but like some of the games I would be like, oh, Darius Baisley's playing, Thunder are on, sure, why not? And I can definitely see why Thunder fans are hyped about some of their prospects. Like Poku, he was kind of dog shit this year, but he had flashes of being a good player, and I think he has a lot of upside, especially if he puts on muscle and all that kind of thing, which I've been saying with Bol for his entire career. But I think he's going to be a better player than a lot of the like skinny guys with guard skills, because I don't know. I have faith in Poku, mainly because I wanted the Nuggets to pick him in that draft, but you know, you guys took him like 5 spots before us or something.
Yeah, exactly. So Poku was a guy actually that a lot of people thought the Thunder were gonna like. There was some report or something that Sam Presti was really looking at Poku, and there was like a civil war in like the Thunder Twitter sphere, because some people were like, Poku is going to be the worst player of all time. and there were some people that were like, Poku has this crazy high upside. This is the guy I want. And so people were clashing. And then when we drafted him, Twitter, like half of Thunder Twitter, like collapsed in like anger because at first I was kind of like 50-50 because I actually really wanted Tyrese Maxey, who ended up being pretty good. But now I'm glad we have Poku because we have Teo. Obviously, we have Shea. And now Kemba Walker just appeared out of nowhere on the roster. So we've got guards. Also,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, as a UVA guy,
just
shout out Ty Jerome. Yeah, I forget Kemba. Someone tweeted out the other day that was like, just talking about like they're like, oh, now that Kemba Walker's on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I was like, that's the weirdest sentence I've ever read in my entire life, and I still don't believe that that's a thing.
Yeah, I've seen so many like jersey swaps and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like,
it looks weird.
Someone wake me up! I'm dreaming right now. But yeah, I think he'll be a good pick in the future. I think he showed enough flashes for me to be like, yeah, I can get into Poku.
Yeah,
I just kind of always like tall European prospects so that I can be like, oh yeah, Poku, Jokic pick and rolls.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Bro, that would have been a crazy pick and roll. That would have been wild.
Yeah, that would have been insane. And then there's this one guy in 2022 who is like 6'10", plays at Nikola Jovic. His name is Nikola Jovic. He plays at the same. He plays at the same club that Jokic played at before he came over. He's Serbian, and he's a 6'10" guy with guard skills. So I want Jokic pick and roll. That's my pick for the 2022 draft. But yeah, that's my pipe dream for 2022. As for this draft, I have
shooting guard. Wow.
Yeah, I have some guys I want this draft, but as for 2022, that's who I want. But
yeah, Thunder fans have been looking a lot at like Victor Wembanyama, looking at like Amani Bates type stuff. Like that's now what the Thunder fan. Obviously, a lot is still hype about this, but like as soon as the lottery ended, I've seen a lot of people been like, "All right, this is the guy I want. Let's move on to next year." And next year is going to be interesting because I don't know what the game plan is. Like obviously, hopefully Shea's healthy. He's definitely going to win us probably more games than we want to. But at this point, I'm really not worried about tanking on purpose. Like if we do it, cool. But I think Shea's too good. And I could, by the way, if you want me to, I could rant for about 10 hours about all the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander trades I've been seeing. But
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, Aaron Baines.
I'll get to that in 1 second. So with the tanking stuff, we have so many draft picks that I'm not worried about where we land in like the lottery because we have with all these picks, we can do whatever the hell we want and trade up. Plus, if the Rockets stay bad and we have some of their draft picks, or the Clippers, Kawhi leaves or something, we have their draft picks too. So we have so many other teams' picks as well that I'm not super worried about. Like all these people are talking like, oh, the Thunder have to trade Shea because he's gonna be too good to tank. Like they forget we have over 30 draft picks in the next 7 drafts. At least 1 or 2 of those is going to be pretty damn good. And if not, then we've got 30 decent picks to trade away and move up.
Yeah, the sheer magnitude of those picks, I'm like, I forget how many it is every time.
It's ridiculous. I had someone telling me they were like, oh, I would take the 4th pick in this draft over all of the whatever 30 many picks the Thunder have. And I was like, you do not realize how many picks 30 draft picks is.
Yeah, there's one guy I'm friends with on Twitter who always is like, the Thunder could probably just like call up the Mavs and be like, hey, we'll give you 30 draft picks over the next 7 years for Luka, and they'd say yes. I don't think they would, but I always just imagine just a Woj tweet coming out saying like the OKC Thunder have traded for like one of the top 5 players in the league, and then it just is a Twitter thread of draft picks that are going.
Yeah, it's like 2022 Rockets swap, 2022 Clippers pick, 2023 Miami Heat pick, 2024. Like, yeah, I don't think there's enough characters for all the picks we could trade them.
Yeah,
exactly, in a single tweet. But yeah, with like the picks and the Shea thing, like people are talking about like, oh, the Thunder should trade Shea for more picks, and I was like, the reason we have these picks is to get guys like Shea. So why are we going to trade Shea for more uncertainty, which is the biggest thing that bothered me about that Toronto Raptors thing? For those of you that are listening, in case you have not seen it, or you haven't seen me really upset on Twitter at any point, but I do it a lot, there was a trade that, I think it was Kevin Pelton. I don't know his name, but I think it was him that drew that up, and it said the Toronto Raptors trade the 4th overall pick and Aaron Baines for let me repeat his name, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. For the 4th pick. Yeah, Shayvonte Gilgeous-Alexander for the 4th pick in Aaron Baines. First of all, Aaron Baines, they just benched him. He didn't even play. So why is he even in there? Only for like literal having another player. They might as well trade us the guy that just got suspended from the league because Aaron Baines wouldn't play for us anyways.
He who shall not be named.
He was too bad to play on like the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
and they
with
like
one center on the whole roster. That's how bad he was.
Yeah, and they're like, that's enough to get Shai.
Yeah, they're like that in the 4th pick, which whoever we get at the 4th pick theoretically could be better than Shai, but why would we deal Shai for a chance at a guy being like marginally better than him? It doesn't make any sense. And then the logistics of it, or his reasoning, I'm putting air quotes that y'all can't see, the reasoning for doing that trade in his mind is that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 22 years old does not fit the timeline, and the Thunder, the timeline thing pisses me off. I've never been more upset at a narrative than that Shai doesn't fit the timeline. But he's saying that Shai doesn't fit the timeline, and that the Thunder could trade what he said, the guaranteed future stardom of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for cap flexibility. And because we're going to give him a max extension this offseason for cap flexibility and the possibility of drafting a solid player. That's what his reasoning was for trading a 22-year-old borderline all-star with one of the most efficient guard seasons I've seen. People forget the situations surrounding Shai. Shai's not just good. He was playing with the worst spacing like ever. Like, if you watch some of the clips of our game, I think that's the big thing. People just didn't watch the Thunder play. If you watch that game, bro, Shai could have averaged, like, 10 assists a game if there was, like, decent shooters around him.
Yeah.
I love the Thunder. I love my guys. But we could not shoot for anything this season. So
you guys always had Andre Roberson, like, 3 of them out there.
Yeah, exactly. It was like that because like our second best 3-point shooter was like Horford and Muscala, and they stopped playing towards the end of the season. And even then, Horford missed some games, and those were our centers that were like our second best 3-point shooters. And then there was like Ty Jerome, who really didn't even play that much to start off because he was injured. And then we finally got a shooter in Svi Mykhailiuk, and Shai was out when we got Svi, so that didn't even matter. Like when Shai was playing, most of the time his second best like shooter next to him was Dort, and Dort's great and all, but he's not. He's not quite a great. Okay, there was that portion at the beginning of the season where he was shooting like 40%.
He was Ray Allen.
I was fully convinced Dort was Ray Allen with like all NBA defense, and I was gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, I picked him up off the waivers in my fantasy league and sold high on him, and I'm glad I did. I traded him for like Tyrese Halliburton, Kobe White, and Tyler Hero or something like that. I was okay, yeah, you're.
That's a trade.
If you're offering me all that for that, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember earlier in the season. I think you guys played the Nuggets earlier, in that Ray Allen Dort.
When Dort was Ray Allen.
All right, can both of you do me a favor? Look up Shai and tell me what the third story on Top Stories is.
Bro, don't
this
make
is specifically for Asher.
Where?
Like just on Google, look up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Okay. You'll see a third story right there.
Yep. The trade features Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the Nuggets. Okay.
What is that trade? I want to see what the trade is.
No, I saw it earlier, and it was Monte Morris.
Oh, no, it's not.
It said, no. It was Monte Morris, Michael Porter, Bol, and a first-round pick for Shai.
That's a decent, but I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think either.
It just makes sense for either side, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for either side because Michael Porter plays so well with Jokic, and I think he has the potential to be better than Shai.
Hot take.
I'm not saying he really. I think he has.
I think he has that potential just because, like, he's like a near 7-footer with like a silky smooth jumper.
He has all the tools.
Yeah, exactly. He's just got kind of like physical advantages. So yeah, I can see that. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense for us to like. We're just swapping like Shai, who's established at this point, for MPJ, who could be better. Yeah, and MPJ like fits what the Nuggets are doing right now. I don't know how Shea would work
Yeah.
next to Jokic. I mean, obviously they'd probably be pretty damn good, but I don't know how
Yeah.
that fit works. It just doesn't really make that
Yeah,
much sense.
And also, not to mention, we already don't have guard depth, and we're trading Monte Morris, who I don't see really what the Thunder get out of having him besides like flipping him again.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he should be on a contender, which the Nuggets are, and not the Thunder. And Shea next to Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, that's a lot of ball handling to go around. So I don't really get that.
Yeah. It's just a names type of trade where there's names.
Yeah.
involved.
I
It
like
doesn't make
I
any
like
sense.
this little section in the trade that says, it says Oklahoma City has a decision to make with him. The Thunder could choose to build around him for the future, or send them away for a big trade. Like, yeah, I guess those are the two options we have, but like, why is that a decision we
Yeah.
have to make? Like, I don't know. People just, I think
Yeah.
it's just being a small market team. Like if Shea was on like the Knicks, which I've now seen rumors saying that we're going to trade Shea to the
Oh,
Knicks,
Lord.
which is obnoxious. It was coming from like a New
Yeah.
York reporter. So, but yeah,
Oh
like,
my goodness.
I don't know, man. It's the Shea stuff definitely bothers, because obviously he's my favorite player. I don't think that's any secret, but also because
Yeah.
I fully believe in him as like a franchise guy. And I know a lot of people don't, and I know like right now he's not like a franchise guy at the moment, but I really think he could be a guy that's one of our best players, like a 1A, 1B type thing when we're trying to win a championship. That's how high I am on him. So to see people go like, yeah, trade him
Yeah.
for like the 4th pick, or like trade him for like I like RJ Barrett a lot, but RJ isn't near what Shea is right now. Like trade him for like RJ
Yeah.
in like a second or something like that. I'm like, please, please stop. It just hurts my soul.
No.
They're saying Tyler
Yeah.
Hero and 2 picks. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, nah,
It's even
Tyler.
worse.
God. Yeah, no.
I don't think Tyler Hero
I
would
wouldn't even-
survive in OKC. Like I don't know
Yeah,
there's not
yeah.
much to do in OKC, and going from Miami to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, I've never been there. Sure, it's a good place, but I don't know how Hero would adjust going from like the Miami lifestyle to like the OKC one.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I wouldn't even take that for like Monte Morris. So let alone Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy how far his trade value has fallen. I still think he can be a really good player at some point. It's just, this is something I think we saw a lot with the bubble. People like really rated people. They kind of put too much expectations on them. Like Jamal Murray's a good example. People were fully expecting him to come out and average like 25 like all season after his bubble run, which was amazing. Like that was one of the coolest things
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Mhm.
But people just put way too much expectations on him, and when he was not averaging like 25, people were like, "Whoa, what the hell happened to Jamal Murray?" It was like,
Yeah.
it was what, you guys went to 7 with the Clippers. Who'd you play in the first round again?
7 with the Jazz, 7 with the Clippers,
yeah.
5 with
Oh, yeah.
the Lakers.
Yeah,
Had
exactly.
the second shortest offseason in NBA history. Yeah. Also, I want to just say, after Jamal Murray got healthy, because he was banged up at the start of the season, he did average basically 25 on like 50, 40, 90. So
Yeah,
to
he
anyone who's like, yeah, like, no, Jamal Murray was an all-star level point guard for, after he got healthy until he got injured yet again. So until that point, he was averaging, I think, like 25 or 24, 4 and 4 on like 50, 40, 90 from February to like April. And he was doing it on like 70% true shooting or some shit like that. Like, it was insane. So Jamal Murray is still a very, very good player, and I think he'll come back better than ever just because he has that kind of work ethic.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Yeah, but like it was the same thing with Tyler Hero, where people were like, "Oh, he's gonna," like ESPN made that list where they put him like way too high in their player rankings, and people
They put
just expect him to put him
they
above
put him
everyone.
above, I think they put him above. Who was it? It was some all-star level player, I think. They put him above.
DeMar DeRozan was
I
at like
remember, but-
83.
Yeah. Yeah, if you take ESPN seriously, don't. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, so people just put too much expectations on those young guys coming out of the bubble. I still think Tyler Hero can be really, really good. at some point. Like the flashes he showed in the bubble, he did that. He can do that. It's just the case of getting that consistency and doing that like on a daily basis, as opposed to like one playoff run. So I think he can still be good. Looking at this list now, they had him like 3 spots below Zach LaVine at 59. They had him at 59.
Oh goodness.
Blake Griffin was at
they had
65.
Rocco at 60. Bertans at 61.
They had Bertans at 61.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that one. Bro, Bertans is one of the craziest stories. People are going to be really wary because last year shooters like Joe Harris and Davis Bertans got paid, and then they did not do it in the playoffs at all. So I'm interested to see the way like Duncan Robinson. I'm really curious to see how much money he gets this offseason.
Yeah.
Steven Adams at 70. That's pretty low.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Under legend.
I will always like Steven Adams because of one thing he did a few years back. Mason Plumlee, he pump faked on Mason Plumlee, and Plumlee jumped, and he fell over Steven Adams. And Steven Adams dropped the ball. He could have had a really wide open layup to catch Mason Plumlee, and if he didn't catch Plumlee, probably would have broke his neck. So shout out Steven Adams, nicest guy in the NBA.
Oh yeah, I love.
Quick question, Asher. Would you rather have Aaron Gordon or KCP? Just a quick question.
Aaron Gordon.
Quick answer. Okay.
What the fuck?
That's not even a bad question. I'd rather have.
Yeah,
KCP.
it is.
Anyways, we'll move on. We'll move on.
No. Time out. I want to talk about the stupidity that question was. Who would you rather have? Aaron Gordon, who is a very good defensive wing who can guard LeBron and Kawhi in playoff scenarios and is a great off-ball cutter and shot pretty well in the playoffs from 3 for KC fucking P?
You're making it as it's super wild. We need a neutral voice. Cone, is it as wild as Asher is making it out to be?
It's a little wild.
What? Okay.
I
won't even say anything this time.
I like KCP. KCP is a good player for the Lakers. I don't think he helps I think Aaron Gordon helps the Nuggets way, way more. If you're telling, especially if you're saying who would I rather have on the Nuggets? Not even close.
Well, on the Nuggets, then
not even close. Aaron Gordon
then by a mile. Yes. Just in general, I should have specified.
Yeah, I don't think he would fit
just in general.
Yeah, I don't know how much he'd fit on the Lakers just because Anthony Davis refuses to play center, but
yeah. One thing I want to talk about because for once in my life, I have a fellow small market team fan here.
I'll sit back.
The bias of media against small market teams, it kind of rounds around to Shea because they don't pay attention to the small market teams at all, especially if you're not good, which the Thunder weren't this season. If you're the Jazz or the Nuggets, you might get some attention. Still not a lot, but especially for the Thunder or the Timberwolves, that kind of stuff. And then they're so ignorant about your freaking teams that they're the Nuggets need to trade Michael Porter, or the Thunder need to trade Shea and Lou Dort, and the Nuggets need to trade Jamal Murray for X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, dude, that goes against the entire culture of at least the Nuggets. I don't really know much about the Thunder culture. And 2, that's a good way to not get free agents to come to you at all or have people resign with you. You sign a guy and then you trade him while he's injured? Yeah, no, that's not... No. That's not a good way to have a good reputation. So
yeah, one of the things that bothered me most about the media coverage of this NBA season as a whole was, I'm sure this is something you'll resonate with, was the coverage of Jokic for the MVP. I knew you're gonna have a lot to say about this. But I made a video when Jokic won MVP, and it was just basically Jokic deserved to win MVP. Here's why, or Jokic winning MVP is great for basketball because it's helping basketball become more of a global game. I guarantee you, there's someone out there that sees Jokic and is if he made it, I want to play basketball. I want to be like him. Like, it's so good for the game, for people from different.
Globally.
Yeah, for the game as a global thing, but also to see a second round guy that doesn't look like the traditional basketball player at all. Just kind of like this guy. It looks like he's running with sandals on the basketball court a lot of the time, and he's winning the MVP award. He's just like shattering all expectations, and that's so good for the game. And I don't know what in the media just like was all about like, oh, well, Jokic doesn't bring in ratings, like Jokic should be the MVP. They did whatever they could to like try and take it away from him at the end. That just really rubbed me the wrong way, because not only is it a cool story, but Jokic is like such a good guy. Like, from everything I've seen from him in the media, I really like Jokic, and so that really bothered me. I'm 100% sure it bothered you like the exact same way, probably even more as a fan of his like team.
Yeah, I can rant for hours about this topic. Like, it was always, people were on Twitter and in the media were acting like he only won it because of injuries, which no. He was always in the discussion. At the start it was Jokic, LeBron, Embiid. Then LeBron or Embiid got hurt, one of the two, so they dropped out of the race. And then it was Jokic and LeBron. LeBron got hurt, and then they constantly try to pull people up to that discussion. They were like, Curry? When Curry was not even in the playoffs for a good chunk of the season.
Chris Paul dialogue was crazy.
Yeah. Dame was like in the conversation. And then Chris Paul out of nowhere, just at the end of the season, they were like,
leadership.
Does Chris Paul deserve MVP? Which, Chris Paul is a phenomenal player. I'm not saying he's not. He is an all-NBA level talent. He's a great playmaker. Trust me, I watched him eviscerate my team in the playoffs. I respect Chris Paul and all he does.
Couldn't relate.
But Devin Booker was right there too, and he is also like an all-NBA level talent. And DeAndre Ayton is no scrub either. He had a better supporting cast than Jokic by far, especially if you factor in injuries, because he was missing Jamal Murray for a good chunk of the season. He was missing Will Barton for a good chunk of the season. PJ Dozier was injured. Monte Morris missed a lot of time. Michael Porter Jr. missed a lot of time. The only nugget that was consistently there was Nikola Jokic, and he played every game. He averaged like a damn near 26-point triple-double on almost 50-40-90 shooting. That is the first time that anyone has done that efficiently in NBA history, and it's ridiculous to try and say, no, he's not good for ratings. If you watched the fucking games, you would know that he would be great for ratings. If you watched the games, you would know that he's a generational talent and, in my opinion, a top 5 NBA player. You would know that he is someone who will be talked about as an all-time great when it comes to an end. You would know that he was the MVP, and it should not have even been close. It should have been unanimous. Like, I am so annoyed at people who still say that Steph Curry deserved that MVP when Steph Curry didn't even make the fucking playoffs. If you're trying to tell me that someone deserves MVP, at least have them on a similar level of winning. Like, if you try to make an argument for Dame, I probably won't. I will not agree, and I will probably scoff at it. But at least that makes more sense than Steph Curry, because Dame was in the playoffs. In my opinion, yes. I think Steph had a more impressive season.
I disagree.
No, listen. I think Steph had a more impressive season and is a far better player. But going by the precedent that has been set,
voting, outside of Westbrook, yes.
Yeah, I think that
Under legend.
It's pretty clear that Lillard has more of a candidacy based on the precedent. I still think Steph Curry is one of the best players in the NBA. He's the best point guard. It's not particularly close. But I think, like, Embiid, he missed way too much time, and he was second place. Giannis, I think, should have gotten more candidacy. If you wanted someone who was a legitimate, like, candidate, Giannis almost deserves it as much as Jokic, in my opinion. Like, Giannis was right there with him for most of the season, but he missed some time. Like,
voters fatigue.
Yeah, so I don't see why people are so anti-Jokic when, like, he's one of the most entertaining players in the league to watch. Like, I'm not even trying to be biased here. I think just objectively he's one of the funner players in the league to watch. Like, he's a 3-level scorer. He is one of the best scorers in the league. He is, in my opinion, the best passer in the league and the most impactful playmaker in the league. He is he has a complete offensive game with no holes. You can pick at his defense, but even then, he's a pretty average defender most of the time. And I don't see how you can say Jokic is not good for ratings. Like, sure, he plays in Denver, but so did Peyton Manning. If you guys embraced the small markets, he would be good for ratings. But it's your fucking fault for pushing the Lakers and the Knicks, and that's it. Like, it's your fault for pushing only the big markets. If you paid attention to the league, you would know there's hundreds of players that are just really entertaining to watch, even role players. Like, if you looked at Shea, he's really entertaining to watch, but they don't talk about him much in context of him being a good player unless it's in a trade. If you look at, you can name a million examples, and people, casual fans, whoever, don't know about it because they don't push those narratives. And I think that's an issue. I think that's a big reason why people come to YouTube, come to Twitter, come to, wherever on the internet for coverage, because it's better. It's just better coverage. You're getting more accurate coverage. You're getting more localized content, especially if you listen to local podcasts for teams. Like, if I want to learn about a team's culture, I will look up best, for example, let's say Thunder. If I want to know who they're looking at for the draft, or if I want to know about Poku, I will look up a podcast about the Thunder, listen to local beat writers break down whatever, and digest my information that way. And I think that's something that people should do more. I'm just really sick and tired of narratives always being pushed against small market teams. Like the Jazz, as much as I don't like them, they were a phenomenal team. And I mean, obviously we saw how their season ended, but people were disregarding them when, if you watched in the bubble, they were shooting relatively the same in the playoffs. If you watch these playoffs, they were shooting phenomenally, and people were like, nah, they're the 2018 or 2015 Atlanta Hawks. Like, no, they weren't. If you watched the Suns all season, you would know. The Suns were a great fucking team in the regular season, and they got even better in the postseason. So did they get lucky with injuries? Yes, but they are this good of a team. They are completely eviscerating whoever they go against. So they are playing who's in front of them. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah, the Suns thing has really bothered me.
That was a tangent and a half. Let me say that.
That was exactly what I was looking for. Hell
you were
yeah.
Initiating
you
that
tell
heavy.
him. Talk to him, man.
That.
Dude, I just get really fucking pissed at people who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the Suns thing has really bothered me. But everything you said, like the whole Mickey Mouse thing, but yeah,
I love the Mickey Mouse memes.
The Mickey Mouse memes are funny sometimes. Like, if I see something original, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when they do the meme where it's lay and they just say some random word, sometimes it's funny. But when I see constant Mickey Mouse and people seriously oh, this doesn't count, this is a Mickey Mouse, the asterisk stuff, it's just so dumb to me.
Especially this year. Some people convince themselves that things don't count.
If you look
someone
at
cheated, then yeah.
If you look at every NBA season, you can find something that, if you go by that logic, that injuries cause an asterisk, every season has one.
Yeah.
So why do you even watch basketball?
Yeah, every title team has a bit of luck to them. And if you say, Mickey Mouse ring, or this ring has an asterisk, I know that you're a 12-year-old with no social life, and that I shouldn't take you seriously. If you're doing that stuff unironically, what the hell are you doing, man? Go outside.
Touch grass, as the kids like to say.
Yeah, touch grass. Man, that tangent was awesome though. That was euphoric, or what's the word for it? It was euphoric, satisfying as a small market fan, because the only time the Thunder were ever talked about was because people were talking about us tanking on purpose, and they were mad teams don't do this all the time. People talking about how, oh, they sent Horford away, which, by the way, that decision was mutual. I know that for a fact because Anna Horford, his sister, told everyone that it was. And he even said it himself at like the postseason, like after the season, his conference. He was like, me and Sam Presti before the season set this up like at about the halfway point. We're gonna rest you so you can stay healthy because we know this isn't your goal. His goal is not to help the Thunder like push for a play-in spot. His goal is to win a championship, which I hope he has the opportunity to do now. That's why I'm happy he went to Boston. I loved Al while he was here. And then like the conversation of, oh, the Thunder are sitting Shea on purpose, which was just not true because we can see he's not playing for his Olympic team, which he's been dying to do. He said that multiple times. So it's just lame, man. Rose, are you a Lakers fan?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I just sit back.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I just turn my head around and ignore it.
He is the perfect co-host and everything I look for in a co-host, besides the fact that he's a Lakers fan.
But I'm not an obnoxious one. Like
you're not a super obnoxious one.
Like,
but then sometimes you ask
Lakers fans, yes.
Yeah, then sometimes you ask who would I rather have, KCP or Aaron Gordon, and I realize, you're a Lakers fan.
I had a rationale behind that. It wasn't based on whatever you want to say. I had a rationale. I'd rather have KCP on my team, but I didn't think about the other 31 teams. But I'd rather have KCP than Aaron Gordon.
31.
I don't know if that's
you mean 29.
Sure. Oh wait, did I say 31?
Yeah.
Okay, subtract that by 2. That's 29. Quick math.
Yeah, I don't want to do math on the podcast. Hey, Asher, when you asked me to be on this podcast, you didn't tell me there was a math test.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'll grab a pencil and paper. I'll be right back.
Yeah. 100 multiplication questions go. Yeah. But yeah,
it's like
Asher, what's 5 times 3?
Wait, what'd you say?
What's 5 times 3?
Oh, 15. I got this. I used to. Y'all remember those little like when you were in like 2nd or 3rd grade? Did you guys ever have those like little math those pieces of paper where you had like a certain amount of time?
7 times 7 or 7 times 7 was clutch. I love 7 times 7.
Oh yeah, 7 times 7 is a good one. But like the like those little papers. I don't mean to flex here, but I was a menace on the math table papers. I was a beast. They couldn't stop me. I was a 2nd grade legend on my math homework.
Yeah. Dude, I would get through I would get through all of the questions sometimes, and I would be like, dude, yes. Like, felt like I hit a Game 7 buzzer beater in the NBA Finals.
Exactly. That was the equivalent.
Then letters came into math. Who decided that was a good idea?
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, man. Like, all right, so I can like algebra. I'm cool with it. I can do algebra. Geometry sucks. Whoever decides shapes should be involved in math, that's the worst thing ever. But like calculus just kicks my butt. That's why. So I'm majoring in psychology in college right now, and part of the reason why I was deciding between cognitive science and psychology, and the reason I went with psychology is because I didn't have to take calculus, and my life is so much better because of it.
Yeah, I was advanced. Major. I was advanced in math, and I had to take AP Calc in 10th grade, and that was hell. I took calculus in 9th, and it was the worst math I've ever had to do. I like algebra. I genuinely like. Sometimes it's fun to just be like, oh yeah, variables, whatever. It feels like a puzzle game, kind of. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Calculus.
When it's not homework.
Calculus, I feel no joy for. It is the worst.
I don't think anyone likes calculus. I've never met someone who's like, yeah, I rock with calculus. Never. If they do, that's a big red flag.
Yeah, no.
If you rock with calculus, that's a red flag.
If you rock with calculus, I don't rock with you.
Yeah, there you go. That's unless you're like, if you're like a mathematician, it's like your job. Sure, cool. But like, if you walk up to me in the street and you go, "Hey, solve this derivative," I'm running as far as I can the other direction. Number one, because that'd be weird, and number two, because I don't rock with calculus.
Yeah.
Calculus hater? Question mark.
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
I'm 100% calculus hater. I won't even hide that.
More than. Yeah, I hate calculus more than I hate ratio, and I don't feel particularly good about that.
Do you guys see my my tweet saying that I actually heard like people say ratio in real life? I don't know if y'all.
Oh my goodness! Where?
I did not see that, but what?
Okay,
yeah. Wait, how old were they? How old were they?
They were probably like 12, 13, 14 maybe.
Somewhat acceptable.
Yeah, they were younger. But I'm at a I was visiting my girlfriend earlier this past week, and her younger brother is like really good at soccer. His high school team was actually playing for like states type stuff. So we went to her younger brother's soccer game, and they were winning. And someone in the other, this was towards the end of the game. Someone in the other side of the bleachers. There's like the side we were on, the soccer field, and then on the other side, the other opposing bleachers. And someone over there like yells like, "Oh, ref, that's BS" or something. And there's a group of like those like 13-year-olds behind me. No. And after they say that's BS ref, they all go like ratio. Like all of them started yelling it, and I was like,
that made me cringe.
I was like, oh my god! And I was like laughing really hard, and my girlfriend was like, what? I was like, I'll explain this to you later. I was like, there's a lot of Twitter lore to go through to explain this, but
that made me physically like cramp.
Oh my god, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, I heard them right, but they kept saying it, so I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely did.
That story makes me not want kids.
It was so funny because I tweeted out that story and then everyone just started tagging each other like, yo, at so and so, I didn't know you were into soccer, or like, oh yeah, or someone was like, whoa, you saw me at the soccer game. It was funny.
Oh god, yeah, dude, yikes.
I mean, that's a decent occasion. At least it wasn't like I could see the rationale, like the 12-year-old rationale, like behind
you get into the mindset.
It's still weird.
Yeah, because Rose is 12.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. If I was 12, I'm not even gonna lie. If I was 12, I guarantee that would have been me, 100%.
Yeah.
Something I always say is that I'm so happy I didn't have Twitter when I was like 15.
Oh my god!
Like I'm so glad, because I made my Twitter account when I was like 16, but I didn't touch it until 2019. And like summer of 2019 was when I finally started like actually like it was like when I tweeted on that account for the first time and actually was trying to like interact with people and stuff. And by the time I was 19, I was like completely different. If I started using that account when I was like 15, people would have hated me, because I guarantee I would have been just like those kids that were like Mickey Mouse ratio, like that probably would have been me, which is like the darkest I can imagine.
God, yeah. I have had my Twitter account since I was 12.
Oh my god!
I don't think I tweeted actively on it until a few years ago, though. But I might need to delete some old tweets. I need to look through that.
Oh yeah, I had Twitter when I was like 11.
Yeah, that was good because I didn't have to go back and look at like my 12-year-old tweets or anything like that. I was like, okay, because I tweeted like 3 random jokes that like I only tweeted them because I had a friend who was on NBA Twitter at that time. So I tweeted like twice in 2016 and then like didn't start tweeting until 2019. So I just went back and like deleted those 2 and then it was all good to go.
Yeah,
I just found my 11-year-old account. I was thinking about Roblox.
Thinking about Roblox? That's awesome.
I was a big Phantom Forces guy. I don't know if you even know what that game is.
I was never a Roblox kid. I was always a Minecraft kid. Honestly, still to this day, still a Minecraft guy.
Same. Virtual high five cone, but like...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that I was a Minecraft kid as well. But yeah, I need to make sure that I don't have any bad takes back there. Yeah, I have 8.7 thousand tweets in the past. Let's see, I've had it for five years and some change. So take that information how you will. I have significantly less tweets than most people.
I regret looking at my 11-year-old Twitter account. It's horrendous.
No, the worst thing was the only social media. So when I was younger, I made an Instagram account, like my personal one I still use today. When I was like 2014, there was some really cringy stuff that I put on there, but it was nothing too bad. It was just like, oh, I was a 14-year-old kid, like whatever. But all right, I'll tell you all a story. So I made a Facebook when I was young. I was like 12, 13. I made a Facebook because I wanted to play this like Facebook game. I think it was like ESPNU or something like that, where you like built a college or whatever. I thought it was fun, so I convinced my parents to let me make a Facebook, and I never did anything like super cringy on there. There was cringy stuff where I was like in a store nearby, and I like put on my Facebook page like, who's in this store? Like, why the hell would anyone looking at that be in that store? just like dumb 12-year-old stuff. And then like those really like old remember those memes with like the black like borders around them with like the white text that were just stupid? Like I had a bunch of those on there. Like those like when bacon was a popular thing, I like tweeted this thing, or not tweeted. I like posted this picture that was like, oh, like which way would you go? And it was like bacon or like $1 million. I was like, oh, I'll pick bacon, even though I didn't like it. I just wanted to be cool. So there was stuff like that, but the worst thing is looking back through my Instagram messages to my friends when I was that age. Because you know the weird age when you're like 12 and you're just weird as hell. There was just like a bunch of weird stuff to my friend. Like I would just send my friend like this one friend of mine, shout out Nick. I would send him like a moo
Shout out Nick.
every now and again, like just randomly. We would just send each other like moo or like oink or just weird like animal noises, which was really so looking through that stuff killed me because I was a weird kid is what I learned looking through that stuff. And there was like this one message. So there was this girl that I was friends with when I was younger. Like her and I were best friends in like preschool type stuff. And she messaged me like in early middle school, like, hey, we haven't talked in forever. How are you? And I just completely aired her. Like I did not respond for like multiple months. And I saw this message like a year or two ago. I felt so bad looking back on it because now she goes to like my college. Like we've like seen each other like before and like said like hey and stuff because we still live near each other. But so I completely aired her on that. And she texts me or she messaged me again like 2 months later after I just completely said nothing and was like, hey, how are you? I was like, good. And I like just didn't say anything. Apparently, I was just an asshole.
Oh my God,
you're playing it cool. You took it 2 months.
Yeah, I guess maybe I thought I was honestly probably not even playing it cool. I was probably just like respond to her and go back to playing my Facebook game like that. That was probably the
I have a question for you, Cone.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm looking on your I don't even know if this is your Instagram because I personally watch your videos, right? And it doesn't seem like the guy on your Instagram seems to be you. Is there a story behind that?
What, an Instagram?
Yeah, look up 3Cone on Instagram.
Oh, I don't have an
There's
Instagram.
a guy impersonating you.
What?
Yeah, look it up. I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this a rapper? Is this guy like does
what?
he like someone?
What the hell is this?
He looks a little like Hannibal Buress.
Yes.
You've never seen this?
Bro, what the hell?
What?
Bro, there's two people.
And I was like, this doesn't look like him.
Bro, this is not me. Who the hell is
this?
He's just
impersonating you.
What?
Why did you not? Wait, how did you not know about that? Has no one told you this before?
No one has ever mentioned this to me. I didn't know this was a thing. I thought you somehow found like my personal Instagram, which has like my real name on it. I was like, first of all, how the hell did you find that?
We're about to get into like, why don't you take a seat? But what the fuck?
Yeah, that's so.
This is a fake 3Cone Instagram.
I don't think that's him. I think that's like an actual like he has chains and everything and.
Bro, this dude's like way cooler than me.
Yeah. What? And he has music in it, so.
Bro, that's so weird.
That is weird.
I didn't even realize. Bro, I wonder if I could use this as evidence to get myself verified.
Someone
on Twitter.
asked, "Is this the real Cone?" In one of his comments, and he has record labels commenting him.
Oh my God, that guy!
What?
I think that guy that commented. I'm pretty sure he watches my YouTube videos, so he probably knows it's not the real me now that he's watched my YouTube videos.
That's so weird.
That's
like
weird.
He's in the studio. Says game time. Is he like a rapper and like this is like a different person?
I guess. I don't know.
This is crazy. I had no idea. That's weird that someone's impersonating me on Instagram. Like that's so weird.
You get tagged in like look at the tags. It's from tweets. People stealing your tweets on Instagram. Like you get tagged, but it's not even you.
Dude,
that's hilarious.
Oh, bro, what?
So
yeah, they're tagging this random dude. That's not me. What?
You should probably make an Instagram like say this is the official one.
What the hell? People are. I had no idea.
That's so wild to me. How did you?
Wow, Rose, this is good. Like, this is good detective work.
Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Someone's stealing my identity on Instagram.
I'm looking at the stories. There's just. I don't know. I don't think this is. If you were a rapper, why would you make a spoof account?
I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I don't. First of all, this guy I wish I was
He
this
looks
guy. This
pretty
guy looks
cool.
so cool. He's got like chains and
Yeah.
stuff, and
He has a stories thing called Fire, and it's just Kylie Jenner posts.
That's Kim Kardashian, bro. Oh wait, never mind.
Well, yeah, Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, so that's something.
That's so weird. I'm more confused than
yeah,
like,
I'm confused as to
yeah.
why he decided. Maybe
To go
he's
under
just
your
like.
name.
I mean, maybe he's just like people probably search this guy up and they'll find. Hold on, the Colorcast app that they've DM'd me before asking me to like do stuff. They're following him on Instagram.
Mhm.
Dude, this isn't me.
You should probably do something about
You-
that because
yeah,
there's
I don't-
probably
yeah,
people
you might
reaching
want
out
to
to
do
you.
something about that.
I don't know. What do I do about it? Like, what do I do?
Probably,
Like message
tell
the guy and be
Instagram
like,
or
I don't know.
make an official account or something.
yeah, maybe. I don't know if
Get
I'd
more
ever post
followers
on
than him.
Yeah, to get more followers, and that's the goal now.
That should be easy. You
Yeah.
should probably do that tonight. Just be like, follow my
But,
on my
yeah.
official Instagram.
I'm about to make an Instagram
That's
like right
hilarious.
now. I can't believe. I'm sorry. This is just blew my mind. My like conversation
my
about my
mind that you didn't
cringy
know.
ass old Facebook turned into I'm being impersonated. Someone stole my identity on
Identity
Instagram.
theft on Instagram.
Um,
Live.
Wow.
I was gonna tell a story about Facebook if you guys want. It involves a 2DS,
still
a
do it while he
crush,
makes his
and
Instagram.
Facebook Messenger.
Oh, this sounds
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, absolutely. This is the perfect thing to do
So-
while I look into my impersonator.
Yeah, so let me take you back to I think it was either 2016 or 2017, I forget, and it was the summer. So I had a fidget spinner, and I was fidgeting with my spinner, and I dropped it on my phone by accident and broke it. I couldn't
That's
afford
the
to
dumbest way to break
get
it.
it. I couldn't afford to get it replaced for about another month or so. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I couldn't really message any of my friends. There was one friend that I had added on Facebook, and I had a 2DS, which I still have somewhere. And the only thing I can message on was Facebook Messenger through my 2DS, because I didn't have a laptop or anything. So I would message this girl a lot through Facebook Messenger,
On the
and
2DS.
eventually we ended up liking each other on, and it never turned into anything, but we were like, yeah, I like you to each other. And then we just kind of never brought it up again. But I almost started dating someone because
From a
of a
2DS.
yeah, because
Imagine you got married.
I
We
Yeah,
met on
that
a
would have been the
2DS.
coolest
Messenger
story
and
ever.
2DS.
We just met on the 2DS.
It's like,
Yeah,
Mom, Dad, how'd you guys
like-
meet? I was like, oh, let me tell you a story about a 2DS.
Oh, you might want to get a drink.
That's great small talk.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
that's how you
dude.
open any small talk. You just go up and be like, so I met my wife on the 2DS, and then of course the person's gonna go, what the hell are you talking about? And then, you got something to talk about.
Yeah, that was something. Looking back, I'm like, what in the hell was happening
What
in
was
my
I
head to be
thinking
like,
is the main
yeah,
question for me.
and yeah, and then
I was really
the only
cringy as a kid. Like, I was the weird kid. So,
Oh yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Don't worry, I
I-
was weird as hell.
I did card tricks. That's how.
oh,
That's
that's
how
hella
I-
weird.
Hey, I got my first kiss doing
If
card
you're good
tricks,
at it,
alright?
it's
So,
cool.
I was good at it. I was actually really good at it.
Hell yeah, Asher, you tell him.
I earned like $50 in a day doing it one time at like a festival or
You are
something.
a hustler. Like, you're calling softball games, you're doing magic tricks, you're getting money in any way.
Yeah, I don't remember like any of the tricks I used to do because it was when I was like 12. But I did used to do that on the playground, and I would win money and shit.
Keep gamble on
lunch
the
money.
playground.
No,
Damn,
I
you
would
were,
be like,
you were kind of a hustler. You were like, were you like one of the popular kids, bro? You did card tricks. You were gambling. You were picking up girls on your 2DS.
Texting on a
What didn't you?
2DS.
You were like the Renaissance
It was-
man of the third grade. That's awesome.
I was not gambling. I'd be like, hey, let me do this card trick for you, and I would have them guess where the card was, and I would always, they would always
That's
guess wrong.
That's a
There's
good way.
There's a one card trick called 3-card Monty, and that's the one I would do to get money and that kind of thing. I don't know.
3-card Monty?
It was, yeah, like how
Sounds
you
like
spell
a-
Monte Morris's first name.
I was about to say, that sounds like the Suns.
But yeah, that was certainly interesting. Yeah. And speaking
Are you
of school
good,
stories,
Like, did you get it set up? Are you in the process, or what's happening? Because he
Bro, I
kind
don't.
of did.
I'm kind of just.
Did he copy and paste your bio?
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
like
he did.
that's like an old bio, I think. Yeah, that's an old bio. He did that a while ago. Hold on. I just realized, when is this Instagram account? When is his oldest post? Like, how long is he?
28th,
I wonder
2020.
how long he's been under this name.
28th of 2020, he posted his first.
yeah, September
Oh my God.
28th.
Bro, what the hell?
He even has your SeatGeek. He's promoting your SeatGeek.
Okay,
code.
okay, maybe I shouldn't do anything because this dude's out here. What if he becomes
It's free
famous and he just
promo.
gets my SeatGeek code to people? Who knows? Maybe this is maybe this is free advertising.
Maybe you paid someone to promo, and we just don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one night where I was just like, I woke up in the middle of the night and just DM'd some guy like, hey, I'll give you $10 to make a fake Instagram account. Like I did like sleep DMing, and here he is, and I just had no idea.
That's hilarious.
Dude, yeah, that is. Lord, I have another school story that Alum or Ask the Truth told me to tell on the podcast. Have I told you guys, Rose? Have I told the story about Philip?
I'm not familiar with the name.
Okay. So
Hell
let
yeah,
me take
tell
you
us
back
about
to
Philip.
about ninth grade. All right.
That was like 3 years
slightly
ago for you, bro.
slightly older, but still a child, more or less. So, I'm at my new school, and I'm just kind of existing, and
As one
little do I,
would.
and yeah, I don't know why I'm saying this because it's not really important to the story, but later in the year I found out you could sell edibles on the playground very easily.
The guy on the playground.
Yeah, yeah.
It's this guy. Is it this
yeah,
guy?
okay. Yeah.
You have told this.
There was
story
a
before.
buff Russian bodybuilder named
Oh,
Philip
yeah.
who would bike to my old school like 10, 20 miles, I think, every day. And he would sell edibles
That's a long bike.
to children, like 6th graders, on the playground. And he was a senior. So he was bald, buff Russian guy. And he'd be like, hey, you want some weed? And I never bought any, but there were like
Allegedly.
6th graders who did. So that's
Did
a
he get
thing.
arrested?
No, he never got
That's-
in trouble.
That's
And there
kinda messed up,
was
to be honest.
there was a different guy
there's
who
another guy.
who sold stuff. Yeah, there was a bunch of dealers, but there was
Well, it
another
is
guy who sold
Colorado,
stuff,
so.
and he had a guy who wanted Vicodin, and I don't know how this guy didn't know because the pills are 2 different colors, but the guy gave him Viagra instead.
Oh,
So the dude-
man.
The entire day was just walking
Good
around
God.
with a less than ideal situation, if you know what I mean. So that was certainly something. People
Bro,
made fun of
man.
him for the rest of the time I was there.
Must have
I'm
been
glad
a
I
very
didn't
hard
have any
day.
stories like that in high school. Like, thank God by like my sophomore year, I was like semi like normal. Like I didn't have any of those weird
Yeah.
stories, man. I can't imagine because I enough at night like think about the cringy stuff I did when I was like 12. But I was like, oh, I was
Yeah.
12. Like if I was like
Yeah.
16 or like 17 or like 18, like end of high school, doing like if I was the guy that bought Viagra from the dude on the playground, I don't know how I would ever live that down.
If you ever scream ratio
Yeah.
in class.
Oh my God! Imagine.
Oh my
my God! That's something that could happen. A teacher tells you to like do your work, and the kids start yelling ratio. Oh my God!
Oh no.
Oh, my mom's a
That's a
teacher.
Mickey Mouse assignment. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing this Mickey Mouse assignment.
Well, that was kind of a term before LeBron.
no.
Like it's an actual adjective, but only like older people used it. So.
Lay teacher.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The homework.
Did you guys ever write like papers on like you had free choice papers where you could write a paper about anything as long as it was like within
I usually talk about
guidelines?
my trips to Mexico. Personally,
Oh,
I don't know about you.
I wrote a
think I had, like,
6-page
one,
research
but-
paper on Jokic one time.
That's
So that
sick.
was fun. Yeah.
Oh, research papers. I did a LeBron. Like, we had a thing where you could impersonate a player, and you would like be in a museum, and you would speak to people about what your person is. So, I'm the complete opposite of what LeBron would look like. So, that was fun. But I got to wear his jersey, and that was quite the assignment.
I had a similar thing. And I was Hakeem Olajuwon. Which
wait, did they call it wax museums?
Yeah, wax museum.
Oh, they did. They call it wax museums over here.
And my mom like made me a custom Hakeem Olajuwon jersey because we couldn't like find any Hakeem Olajuwon jerseys, obviously. And she was like, "I'll just make you one." So that was
How
something.
did she make you one?
Took a red shirt and then like sewed stuff on,
cool.
like the old Rockets stuff. Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Asher's mom is a jersey maker. Who knows?
Your mom is like Frost jerseys or whatever it is on Twitter. She's one of those accounts that people DM and they're like, "Yeah, get 30,000 likes in the next 6 minutes and you can get a jersey." And then people at me under it like, "Yo, retweet my thing."
That stuff is.
Oh man,
that stuff is stupid.
I always feel so bad, man. I always feel so bad because it's just like these kids and they want these jerseys and like I don't want to like tell them no, so most of the time I just don't
Once
respond.
you do it for one kid, you have to do it for the rest.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I retweet one person's and then I say just don't respond to someone else or say no, then they're like, "Oh, why'd you do it for this person?" Like,
yeah,
I don't like I would do it if like one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get this." I'd be like, "Okay, sure, I guess." But I don't know, man. It's just I feel bad because these kids could like first of all, a lot of the time they set like the most unrealistic standards. Like there was one company I was doing something like last summer, I think it was, and they were doing like 2,000 likes. It was like people with like 300 followers. They were like 2,000 likes in like 12 hours or something crazy like that. Like there's no way they're going to get it. And so it just blows up my timeline and a bunch of other people's timelines for no reason. Because there are those people that will at every single account that they can think of under those tweets, and then people keep responding under it and going, "Stop tagging me in this," which just makes it worse.
That's Asher. That's Asher. And any Aki, I know you're listening to this, Aki. That I know you've seen this. I get notifications from Asher. Don't know exactly why or when I did that, but I don't exactly regret it. But this guy, like every other day, he's like, "Can you stop tagging me in this, please?"
Yeah, they're also like they always advertise it as if they're real jerseys when. Like, if you advertise, like, "Hey, these are fake jerseys," I wouldn't really mind. It's still annoying, and it's still kind of scummy. But they advertise them like they're real jerseys. When, like, the Chinese sites don't do that at all. I have multiple fake jerseys, and some of them look good. Others I've gotten not particularly, so I've given them away. But, you know, like... They don't pretend to be real, but these sites on Twitter are like, "Yeah, buy Steph Curry jersey for $30 or whatever price," and it's not like fake jersey or whatever. They pretend it's legit, and that's kind of a scummy thing to do.
Yeah, those companies I've heard make like bank, like ridiculous amounts of money because they buy those like bulk, so they get like a bunch of fake jerseys for like $10 a piece and then sell them for like 30 or 40, and it's crazy. Like I don't really do this anymore, but like when I used to get like a bunch of big tweets, people would DM me and be like, "Hey, can you advertise my thing under your tweet?" And like a couple of times those fake jersey companies would reach out, and one of them I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because they gave me like 10, 15, $20 or something like that. So I was like, "Why not?" So they gave me that, and then I got DM from this other big account, Top Ball Coverage. I think it was them. So shout to the guy. Shout out to that person. But they DM me and were like, "Hey, like how much did they pay you?" And I was like, "Oh, like this much. Why?" And they were like, "Next time if they do that, you should ask for way more because the amount of sales and attention they're gonna get from being under that tweet and the amount of money they make off of those jerseys, like you should." He's like, "You should ask for like 100." And I was like, first of all, I don't know if I'm worth $100. But it's it's crazy, man. They make hella money off of that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and they don't even buy like the good fake jerseys. Like the quality on those, I've heard, is god awful. I have never bought one from like Frost jerseys or like the Twitter ones. I buy them from
Twitter
specific
jerseys.
sites that I know have at least some good jerseys, and once I find a good jersey posting, I'll buy from that person more. But yeah, I don't. I've never bought from there, so I can't speak from personal experience. But I've heard the quality on those jerseys are awful.
Yeah, I have one fake jersey, and it's my I have a Lou Dort jersey, and it has like it says has like his bubble message on it, because it was right after Game 7. I was like, I need to get this because like that's the jersey he wore during.
What was the bubble message? I forgot.
Yeah, so, and they're never going to sell those jerseys with the bubble messages, so I was like, this is the only way I can get it, and it's pretty good quality. Shout out to Game Day Jersey Co. Like that, I've heard good things. I had heard good things before. Yeah, I'm giving hella shouts in this. But
shout out Nick. I remember Nick. Nick was the guy, right?
Yeah, Nick was the guy. Exactly.
Let's go.
Once again, shout out Nick. But Game Day Jersey Co. Like they were like the jersey I got from them. I really like it. Like it was the only fake jersey I've ever gotten, and it wasn't too expensive, and it looks pretty real, and it's like really comfortable and stuff. So
it says "Respect nous."
Yeah, it says that in the back.
French. Yeah, that's cool.
So
that's actually cool.
I've gotten 3 fake jerseys that I own at this point. I've gotten like. My family has asked me to buy them for them. Like they'll give me money and be like, "Can you get me a insert player here jersey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Oh wait, that's my bad.
But I get them from DH Gate. It's a Chinese site or whatever, and I have gotten a MPJ and Monte Morris earned jersey, and then I got a Jamal Murray Black Skyline jersey during the bubble last year.
That's a good pick, man. Those jerseys are so nice.
Nuggets have good jerseys.
They do, and the quality on those is pretty good. The Monte Morris one looks the best to me, and I can send you guys a picture of it because I have one on my phone. But it looks pretty legit. Yeah, it's the white earned
with
jersey.
The pickaxe.
Yeah. And
remember the one part I didn't know what those were called? Like I thought it was only a Minecraft thing that pickaxes existed. That was That was a big moment.
Yeah, that was.
I'm a new man.
I'm a changed man. I learned that it exists. There's jersey on like my bed, and then
that is pretty good.
Tags.
I have a picture of me wearing it.
My shoes.
Yeah,
that's
Kyrie's.
Yeah, and I got that one for $20. So
that's decent.
Yeah, fake jerseys can look good, but some of the people who sell them are a little scummy.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty good at identifying fakes.
Yeah, and then there's me wearing it. Excuse my dirty mirror.
The jersey looks pretty real. Do either of y'all have any like really like weird or obscure jerseys?
I have I don't know. Are you into football, Cone?
Yeah, I'm into football.
I have a Mike Wallace jersey from the Steelers, but that's a little less obscure.
Dang.
But he's just my favorite player outside of Palomalu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like
I have a Tim Tebow Denver Broncos jersey.
Dude, you could sell that like legit.
That's awesome.
I also have a Gary Harris jersey. Not that that's like super obscure, but
but like now it's weird.
Yeah, the day he got traded, I bought one for like $20. They went on sale for or something, and I was like, man, I'm gonna miss Gary, so I might as well get one to commemorate whatever.
That's a good investment. I feel like probably the only like kind of obscure one I have is I was in a Goodwill, like a thrift store, and I was just looking at stuff, and there was a Gilbert Arenas Wizards jersey, so I have that now in my closet. Gold one? It's like
that's cool.
Yeah, hold on, no, it's a white one.
It's the gold ones go crazy.
Yeah, I wonder if
a lot of people hate those though. You just hear him in his closet.
Yeah. I was gonna say I realized because I'm wearing my AirPods, so I thought the mic would come with me, and then I realized I just walked away from my actual microphone. So I don't see it at the moment, but here I can probably find a picture of what the jersey looks like. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's an extra large, so it doesn't really fit me. I don't know if I've
Yeah.
ever actually worn it, but I'm saving it for like a big occasion because that's one that breaks it.
Yeah.
I'll break that out, and people will be like, "What the hell are you wearing?" Like, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw someone wearing Alex Len's son's jersey on the timeline. And
Oh my
people were
Yeah, I
talking
did
about
too.
And Rudy has obscure jersey collections. Like he has an Iguodala Grizzlies one. Never.
Yeah,
even
and
played
it's
for the team.
and it is a like flag
Triple
one. It's
XL.
a like triple XL or some shit. Like, shout out Rudy.
I want to do that once I have like the money to do that. Like, just
Yeah,
spend it
I-
on, like a Dwight Howard Hawks
might-
jersey.
Yeah, I wish I had money. The goal in life is to get enough money where I can have a jersey of like every player in the Thunder at any time. I like because right now I want a Ty Jerome jersey because I'm a UVA guy, so I want a Ty Jerome
Ew.
jersey. Being
Ew.
a Thunder national champions for 2 years reigning because no one played in 2020.
2012,
Yeah.
Kentucky is better. I'll take
All right,
him.
we'll go with that. So I want his jersey. I really want a Poku jersey because I want to get one right now because I'm really high on him. So that when like
Yeah.
way down the line he's good, I'm like, look at this. This is from like 5 years ago. So I want
Yeah.
that, and then like I don't know. I think I'm gonna get Devin Booker the like one of those Valley jerseys.
They're
I think
not
I'm
on
gonna get
sale
one of those.
like on the Nike store. Like they don't have them on sale, which is super weird because they wear it
Yeah.
like as if they were their main. I need a
Yeah.
Julian Stone jersey. I don't know if you know that name, Asher.
Yeah.
You know who Julian
I want to
Stone
get. No.
He played for the Nuggets
I'm
for 2
Yeah.
years. 2013.
Julian
2012.
Sloan.
Sloan? That's Stone, homie.
Stone. Oh, Stone. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he went to
No, I
UTEP.
don't.
Marco.
Yeah, I want to get some obscure jerseys at some point, but for now, I the only jerseys I have are Nuggets ones. I have 2 Jokic jerseys. I have a statement one, those Mile High City ones, and then my girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Shout out to my girlfriend. Got me a City jersey, one of the red ones, Jokic one from Valentine's
That's a
Day.
keeper.
Those are nice.
Yeah, shout
Those
out
are
your
nice.
girlfriend. That's sick.
Yeah, and then I have that Gary
A
Harris
Facu jersey would have
one.
been better, but
I have Monte Morris. I have that MPJ one. I have a Kenneth Fareed one, and I have a Mello one.
oh,
I
speaking
think
of
that's
obscure
I think
jerseys,
that's all.
do y'all remember LeBron's first year, the purple pinstripes that Magic Johnson created?
No.
You don't remember? See that's so obscure. I have like it's technically super rare now that he's changed it to 23, and no one liked those purple jerseys. So I have a purple pinstripe LeBron jersey from his first season.
Oh, I
which
do.
is-
Were those the
that's-
purple ones with like the black pinstripes?
Yeah, with the black.
Oh, I
Oh,
do
wait.
remember that.
Yeah, no. Okay, now that you say it, yeah, I remember them.
See, you had to like
That is-
dig deep for that one.
Yeah,
That's
I had
so
to.
obscure. I got
I
it. in
forgot
Mexico,
those
too.
jerseys existed. Wow. Yeah,
They're
when I
one of my
googled it, the
favorites.
first result was Alonzo Ball one.
Yeah, I was gonna
Man.
get a Kuzma one, but that was a good.
Yeah, that would have been really obscure. A Kuzma one.
Even a LeBron
Yeah.
one. That's like the most obscure one you can think of.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is something.
It's a good jersey. It's top 3 Lakers jersey, and I'll get a lot of hate for that. But
I think it's solid. I think people
looks
hate
fine.
on jerseys. There are a lot of jerseys people hate too much. I don't know what y'all's thoughts were on the Thunder like black jerseys this year.
I didn't
Or
like
si-
them. I didn't
yeah.
hate them. I didn't like them though.
I like them a lot. I have a Shea one. I like them a lot. I'm just kind of a sucker for black jerseys. I don't know what it is, but if you've got like a clean black jersey, I'm like, hell yeah, give me 30 of them.
yeah.
The one they had last year was pretty good. Kind of looks like the Peachtree or the MLK ones that the Hawks have now.
Yeah, our ones last year were like solid, but I don't know. They were just kind of like a weird like color.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know
gold.
what
It looks like I like the tribal ones they had when Westbrook.
Oh,
was
the
last
light,
year.
yeah, the aqua ones. I love those.
Yeah.
Those
I
are
like
some of
the
my
PG
favorite
ones.
jerseys of all time. I wanted a Paul George one of those when he was on the team. I ended up getting the like blue blackish ones with like the ones that have like those lines down the
Yeah.
back, like the
Yeah,
statement
yeah,
ones.
those are cool.
those are also some of my favorite jerseys ever. Man, why can't the Thunder have some jerseys like that? I do
their
like our jerseys
2017
now.
one is ugly.
What'd you say?
When did they have a gray one? When was the gray one?
The gray one? Oh, the gray one with like the blue and orange on it.
Yeah, that one's horrendous.
That was the year we had Melo. That was kind of a jersey that just explained how that year went for us. So
Yeah.
I think that one kind of fit well in that era. I'm glad we didn't have that when like when it was like the Russ and KD era, or if like last season we had those jerseys. Man, that would have made me so sad.
The Christmas jerseys.
Yeah.
They need to bring those back. The sleeve ones, definitely not. Were you guys fans of the sleeve jerseys?
Not really.
I
It
thought
only looked good on the Cavs when they.
Yeah, I thought they got too much hate, but I think like
They were
by
decent.
far the best ones were those Cavs ones, and I don't
For
know if
sure.
that's just because they made the
The Hornets
finals
had
run
some
with
good
it, and
ones,
I like associate them with that time. But I like those. When also
Yeah.
Russ was wearing when we had the
white
sleeved
ones?
ones, like the white ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Is that
thought
when
they
you
were
hit the shot?
fine. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't want to play with them. Like whenever I play basketball, I wear a tank top because I don't like wearing sleeves. So I'm sure I would hate it,
Yeah.
but as a fan, like looking at it, I was like, yeah, it's all right. There were some good
Yeah,
ones, some that kind of sucked.
Yeah. There's a picture of that Jamal Murray jersey I was talking about.
Is that one of the is that a real one or a
black
fake one?
A fake one.
Wow, that looks really good.
Yeah, the only real ones I own are the Jokic ones and the Gary Harris one.
Are those
and
black
I
Air
think the-
Forces?
And the Kenneth Faried and
Wait, can we address your black
Melo
ones?
ones.
Kenneth Fareed jersey, man, I miss Kenneth
Yeah.
Fareed. Kenneth Fareed, he was a
Yeah,
guy like
yeah.
because his like last year he like played for the Rockets for a little bit and he was like decent
And he was
then
good.
just dropped,
He was
He just
good.
dropped off
Yeah, he
the
was
face of the earth,
good.
man. It was weird.
Yeah. I remember his Twitter was hacked for a little while. That was certainly something.
PJ Dozier, when his Twitter was hacked, he followed me and he never unfollowed me. So
That's what-
PJ
Yeah,
Dozier
same.
still
Same.
Didn't
I
Asher-
still have
yeah.
Hell yeah.
PJ Dozier following.
follows me. There
me.
you go, Asher.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Making it big time.
Me-
Getting PJ Dozier follows.
Hollywood.
Me and Cone just I'm imagining like ski masks just breaking into twitter.com to get PJ Dozier.
Yeah, turns
Fuck.
out we
Follow
actually
me.
hacked him too. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No.
It for the record, it was not me and Cone weak nudge nudge.
Yeah. Man, poor PJ Dozier. That's one thing that's like always a worry. The bigger an account comes is like people trying to like hack it or like trying to mess with it and stuff like that. I don't know. Twitter's a weird place. I don't know if y'all saw like everyone was going private today on Twitter because there was apparently someone
Yeah.
going around doxing and stuff. I don't even know if going
Wait,
private
really?
would. Yeah, apparently there was someone who like doxing people on NBA Twitter because that's what happens like
NBA
every day in
Twitter.
NBA Twitter. It seems like.
Oh yeah.
With the profile pic as players, and this isn't just to UConn, but like there's certain people like the young boy ones. The young boy ones
Mhm.
have gone out of hand. I don't know if you do you know the young boy ones, Asher? Do you know who young boy is, Asher?
Yeah, I'm aware of the meme. And I know who he is. I don't
He has
listen
like the
to the
mask
music,
under
but
him, and they put like the hat
Yeah.
on. That side of Twitter, I've
Yeah.
muted at least half of NBA Twitter.
I have.
yeah,
I for a while I didn't have many people like blocked or muted, but like as of
Mhm.
especially the last few months, I don't know what happened. I just started blocking people. I was like, I don't
I don't
need
like
to-
blocking.
I don't like blocking people, but like it's been like a lot of harassment based stuff. Like I've seen a lot of people just say stuff that's like not okay, and I'm like, I don't want you following
Yeah,
me, and I don't want to
sports,
see
yeah.
what you have to say. So if I
Yeah.
block them, it's like out of sight, out of mind type stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. There are people who I just kind of mute. Like I follow people who I have muted because like I like them, but they're annoying as fuck. So like it's not one person. I have like 40 people who I follow muted.
It's a lot of people.
I have some people blocked.
yeah, I block people.
I'm just like, I just don't kind of, I
I just
don't.
let them talk into the abyss, because then it just wastes their time.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't have that kind of drive. I just am like, I'm sick and tired of your shit. Just get out of here.
If I see a bad take, I mute him forever. Like,
Yeah.
if I see one bad take, I just mute you.
Yeah, speaking of like Twitter and that kind of stuff, I don't know why. Like a while ago, when I only had like 200-ish followers, like a year ago, the biggest accounts who followed me were Cone, Cinnabon, and the Avalanche.
Now you got the Nuggets. Wait, do the Nuggets
that is
fall?
That's the trio, man. It's like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit type stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to get you to follow me, Cone, and I don't know what I did to get the Avalanche to follow me either. But with Cinnabon, I was
Cone
like,
randomly
hey,
followed me
if
one
you
day.
follow me,
I
I'll
don't
eat a
remember.
Cinnabon. And then they were like, okay, and then just followed me.
That's a
So.
smart. Did you eat the Cinnabon?
I did, yeah. No, I didn't, because I'm diabetic. I would have died, but
Oh, damn, man. Yeah, Cinnabon. If you're listening to this, unfollow him. He didn't follow through on his end of the bargain.
He didn't risk his life for your food.
Yeah, he didn't risk his life for your Twitter follow. It's not worth it.
Cinnabon, if you're listening, please keep following me. I bought someone else's Cinnabon. I still gave your company money.
You
Yeah,
just bought
I
it
don't
and threw it away for the follow.
Yeah.
Wow, Asher, clout hungry, faking it for the
Wow.
clout.
Mr.
It's
Hollywood over
unbelievable.
There was a time where I did a bunch of follow trains, and I have no clue why.
Oh my.
Oh
God.
my
The
God.
follow
Follow
for
trends-
follows.
That's one thing I'm glad I never got into that with the follow trend, because my logic was always
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna follow these people and they're gonna we're gonna follow each other back, but I'm never gonna interact with them and they're never gonna interact with me. So what's the point? So
Yeah. So
I
I had like a spike where I was following, I think at one point like 2,000 people or some shit, and now I'm down to like 831, and I still unfollow people now, and I'm like, do I fucking know this person? Like, is this someone I know? And then I click on their profile and it's like mutual, and I'm like, who are you?
Bro, I've got to unfollow people. Like right now, I'm following
Yeah.
13,000 people. Every
Jeez.
time I open my timeline, there will be dumb stuff at the top, and I'll just be like, "Why do I still follow this person?"
That's a,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Do you just so someone follows you? Do you follow them back? How do you even get to 13K?
So the way it works is basically like, here's some insight. I'll click on the followers thing and see who's followed me, and I'll just do a quick scroll through. And if I see someone that's like kind of like a sports account, then I'll follow them. That's usually the way it works.
Is
Like,
that
if it's a
why I never gotta
sports
follow
account,
back?
I'll typically follow them back. But like, if it's just like some random person and they've like never tweeted or something like that, then I'm like, there's no point in me following them back at this point, unless they're like brand new or something like that. So that's usually the way I do it.
Yeah.
And then if someone like DMs me like follow back, I'm like, okay, sure. Otherwise, they're gonna get on my. You just won't get off my back. So I'll
Yeah.
accept that. But
Even though you already follow me now, for like the next week, I'm just gonna message you follow back.
yeah, just keep like, people will DM me. There was one time like a little bit ago where someone I had someone blocked, I guess, and someone DM'd me and they said, "Hey, unblock at so and so pussy," and so I just blocked that person too. I was like, okay, fine. It's like, if you're trying to get your friend unblocked, that's like the worst way to go about it, because I'm like, why would I ever unblock if after you say that? So now they're both blocked.
Yeah.
So.
Here, pro tip: if you want to be on someone's good side, don't call them a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hopefully, now that they're blocked, that is now a lesson they've learned, and I've in turn taught them a very valuable life lesson about people.
One can only hope. Yeah, that dude, it's so annoying sometimes, just the people of Twitter. I only use Twitter for like news. There are certain people I follow that I do actually like, so they pop up in my feed more because of like their algorithm or whatever. And then I have like it to talk with my friends and that kind of thing, like you know, the groups I'm in, like the watch party group that you joined for a therapy session
in a week, bro.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. I needed that.
Yeah. I was at work doing softball, so it was no problem to me.
Is that the one where the cone was in?
It was.
When you were at softball.
It was more entertaining. Yeah, no, I was at work.
We haven't done that in a while, like the Zoom ones. Mainly
Not
because
the Zoom
Jacob,
ones,
like, he likes
but-
his dad now, so.
Yeah, Jacob, if you're listening
He's
to
choosing his
this,
dad
stop
over
spending
homies.
quality time with your father and get on Twitter.com and spend time with.
Spend time with
Uh,
Twitter.
yeah.
Real quick funny thing. So I went to Game 7 of Philly Atlanta because my brother Ryan. I'm gonna say it now. Shout out Ryan.
Is that
He
Ninja? Ryan Ninja something?
Ninja Bands,
Did you
right?
say?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ninja Bands. Yeah, that's
Ninja
it.
Bands, right?
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
So he's a Philly fan, obviously. So we were going up to see the game. It was just like a spur of the moment thing. And while I was driving, I got a DM from Jacob, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing a watch party thing. Like, if you want to hop in the Zoom call." And I DM'd him back, and I was like, "Sorry, bro. I'm like, this was while Suns Clippers game 1 was going on. So I DM him and I'm like, oh, sorry, man, I'm on my way to Philly right now." And he goes, "Oh, okay, well, we might do one later too for the Philly game if you want to join in." I was like, I'm going to the game. And he was like, I should. He's like, I should have figured that. He's like, I should have figured that out from your message.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool though when bigger people like help out smaller creators. Like he does that a lot. He's been on this pod. He's helped out some other creators and that kind of thing, and that's always cool to see. Like Dom 2K.
We're
shout
a big
out.
Dom pod. We support Dom here, 100%.
Yeah, he's kind of helped us out. But yeah, it's always cool to see like bigger creators using their platform for like, hey, go watch this guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we have the Cone on here, helping us out a little bit.
No, man, I'm glad y'all asked me to be on it. Like Asher DM'd me. This was a couple days ago while I was at work. He DM'd me. I was like, "Yo, you want to be on the pod?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." I want to get on more pods and stuff because, like now that it's the summer and stuff, and I only work in like 4-hour shifts. I work most days, but it's only like in 4-hour shifts. So I have a lot of time throughout the days, and so like. Yeah, like hopping on stuff like this is fun. I know Ryan and I want to get our podcast back up and going, so maybe we could have y'all on for an episode once we finally get that back up and running. That I've been saying for so long we're going to get back up, but we're going to do it soon. I promise we're going to do it at some point. So
yeah, I would be down to be on. What do you want to shout it out? I think I know it. Isn't that the like brotherly love one or something?
Brotherly Love.
Yeah, podcast of brotherly love.
I got it right.
The joke is that Ryan's a Philly fan and we're brothers. So a lot of people didn't understand that at first. People still don't like know we're brothers sometimes.
I don't understand that.
It feels like every 2 days there will be some interaction between me and him on the timeline. Like I'll be like, oh, like Ryan just did this, or he'll tweet something and I'll be like. I'll just say something about him, and they'll be like, "Wait, do you guys know each other in real life?" And some like third party will come in and be like, "Dude, they're brothers." And then the person will be like, "What? No way!" And exact interaction happens like at least 4 or 5 times a week, and it's so funny like I understand not knowing. It's just funny how often it happens where it's like someone new figuring it out. But yeah, podcast Brotherly Love. I think we're gonna try and get it going on my YouTube channel. Do like a kind of somewhat like visually.
What is your YouTube channel? Let the people know.
What'd you say?
I just said the word. What is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is 3Cone. It's all spelled out, no spaces. THREECONE. In case you don't know how 3Cone is spelled, or in case you
capital C.
And by the way, right now I'm going to say that Instagram is not me. I would like to officially state
Allegedly.
that the YouTube is me. The Twitter is me. The Instagram is not me.
Yeah. Links will be in the description to his actual channel. Yeah. But
anything to promo, Asher? I know. Streets are saying that you have a couple of new videos coming out.
Yeah, I will have a Jaden Springer scouting report coming out soon. I will have that Bowls My League series up after the finals, probably the day after. Yeah. Outside of that, no,
be on the
not
lookout
really.
for the thumbnails is all I'll say.
Yeah.
They don't call me Little Picasso for a reason. No one calls me that, but.
Yeah, but now that we've gotten all the plugging out of the way, recently, how did you get into YouTube actually? Because I know you've been on Twitter for a long time, but how did you get into doing the YouTube stuff?
Yeah, so like I said, I started actually like tweeting like on this account in 2019, and I like people have asked me before like how did I blow up and stuff, and honestly I still have no idea how this has happened. Still doesn't feel real sometimes, but in like winter of this last year in 2020, I was like, I had been watching like basketball YouTubers for a while, and like Kenny was a big inspiration of mine. When he started doing like post game recap type stuff and just talking basketball, I was like, because part of me never realized people really did that. I was like, that's like a thing that people do, and I was like, I want to talk basketball, and ultimately, like, I think I'm good at this Twitter stuff, and I think I know enough about the sport that if there's some way, it's always been a dream of mine to like be something in like sports media. If there's some way I can do it, I think it's through this Twitter account. But at the same time, I don't think Twitter is like the best way to go about it. I was like, I have to expand it somewhere, and so I started the YouTube channel like December, and just doing like random videos before the season, and then doing like the post game recap type stuff. As of recently, that's been like one of the biggest things on my channel, doing like videos about teams that get eliminated from the playoffs. And like the off season, I just really want to explore stuff, like do like, because this will be my first like full off season with this channel, because it's only been like 7 months now, which it feels like it's been like a year. So
yeah,
I'm really
COVID makes everything seem longer, man.
It does, man. Like, I started this in December, and like, funny thing is, like, now, especially as of recently, my parents have been telling like my family members about my channel, and it's like, so I'm getting texts from them like Connor, I really like your chat. Connor is the name, by the way, in case you guys didn't know.
Whoa, breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news, right? But they're like, yeah, from the code name, really shocking. So they were like, "Wow, I really like your YouTube channel." Like, I think like one of my grandparents texted me like, they're like, "You're well spoken. This is so cute." And I'm like, "Thank you." I'm still learning how to take praise, because I'm like, whenever someone gives me praise, I want to like immediately be like, no, like it's not that crazy. So
yeah,
YouTube's been fun.
I was your 300 and something subscriber. I will say that. I remember you tweeted it out. I was like, this guy. I like the lightning bolt light. So
thank you, man. I appreciate it. That lightning bolt thing. One of my friends on Thunder Twitter, he just texted it to me and was like, "Hey,
oh wait,
this would be."
I just made the connection. Lightning bolt. Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna say.
He texted me and was like, "You're a Thunder fan. This would be cool in your YouTube videos." And I was like, "Okay," bought it immediately because it was like $10. So it's cool.
Yeah,
it's very cool. And the other LED lights. Big LED light guy myself.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, it's when the lighting thing is so weird, because it's like, I feel like it's so tough to get like decent lighting. So I've got like the ring lights, I've got the LED light like in front of me right now, I've got like my ceiling fan light on, and then I've got the blue lightning bolt in the back. So it's like all these different lights coming in, and just like
it gets super hot too with all.
It does get hot, man. Like right now, I'm glad I have this new mic.
Sweating.
Because this mic right here is way less sensitive than my old mic. When my brother and I used to film, like when we first started doing our podcast, I had this like garbage mic that I was using, and it picked up any fan noise. Like right now, I have my fan on, and I hope you can't hear it. Okay, cool. But it would have been really awkward if I tell the story, I'm like, "Oh, you can't hear my fan," and then you could the whole time. But I would have my fan completely off, and we'd be doing like an hour and a half, 2-hour podcast episode. And like one I can think of is we did one with Snell Season and Nick, who's now blowing up on YouTube, which is awesome to see.
Shout out, by the way.
Shout out
to Nick. I'm so happy for him. He deserves that. But
he had a 4K to 5 ratio.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Motown Noah on YouTube, Nicholas Henkel on Twitter. Great guy, even better content creator.
Asher?
Let's not talk about that. Great guy, great content creator, very entertaining. Go watch that. He just dropped a video on mental health and basketball and that kind of thing. It's a very well-spoken video.
In front of the Chicago skyline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
he's killing it, man. It's really cool to see. But so we had him and Snell Season on our podcast at one point, and I remember that one went really long because our family was like waiting to go to like a restaurant for dinner or something, and we were like, we're just gonna do this podcast real quick, and it ended up being 2 hours because there was so much we wanted to talk about. And I remember at the end of it like dying sweating because I had my fan off, and we went for 2 hours and it was like the summer, so it was hot, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm dying. So yeah, the fan is definitely a necessity, or just when I'm recording YouTube videos, because I have to have it off, otherwise there'd be shadows going everywhere. The little things basically is what you need to know. Like I am out here getting heat stroke to provide YouTube content. So
talk about Lou Dort. We need more Lou Dort propaganda. Shout out to whoever made ceiling fans, whoever that was. Shout out to him.
I think that was
Or her.
John G. Ceiling Fan, if I remember correctly.
Oh. Perhaps.
Yeah, Sir Ceiling Fan of this 15th century. Yeah. How's how have you enjoyed these playoffs from like a neutral perspective? What's the viewing experience like as opposed to having a team to root for? Because you've been on both sides of the coin recently.
Yeah, it's a very different experience because obviously I'm way more into basketball now than I was when the Thunder were like in 2014-15 when we missed the playoffs. That was one of my first that was at that point I had just only been like kind of casually into basketball, but like that year was when I kind of started to like really get into it, especially the next year. Of course, the year we blew the 3-1 lead. So that was a nice present for me. But last year was incredible because we weren't supposed to make the playoffs and we did everything amazingly. We exceeded all expectations and it was so fun. That Rocket series was so much fun to watch. I still to this day, I just wish Lou Dort if James Harden hadn't blocked that 3 of Lou Dort's, I'm convinced it's going to go in and we're going to win that game. And it would have been like a top moment in not just Thunder history, but in like the history of the world. But so obviously that was a ton of fun. And then like afterwards, there was this like weird feeling like, oh, do I root for the Rockets now because they have Russ? But do I not root for them because they beat us? So there's always like this weird dynamic of like when a team beats your team, it's like, oh, do I root for them now or not? So that's something like I don't have to worry about. Like all playoffs, I've basically just been rooting for like the Suns-Lakers series was hard because I love Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but also LeBron's one of my favorite players of all time. So I didn't want to see like either team lose that series. But once the Lakers got knocked out, I was sorry, Asher. I was all on like the Suns bandwagon in the West because of Chris Paul, Cameron Payne, another Thunder legend. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
it's been kind of fun because. Sorry. Just real quick. No, I was gonna say it's just fun to see like I have personal investment in like teams winning, but if a team wins, like if the Suns or the Lakers got like knocked out, like if the Suns lost to the Clippers, I would have been really sad for Chris Paul. But at the same time, it's like, oh well, like it's not like my team just got knocked out. So it's fun to have like investment in teams, but at the same time not be completely devastated if they lose. So it's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, speaking of the Suns, shout out Nuggets legend Torrey Craig, doing great things as far as this playoff run goes.
Man, there's a lot of legends on that team. We've got Thunder legends, Abdul Nader, Cameron Payne, Chris Paul, a lot of. Bro, I love Abdul Nader. Abdul Nader was one of that guy, Nick that I was talking about. He is a Celtics fan, and he's him and I are pretty close. We're friends, like in real life and on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they traded us Abdul Nader, he was like, "This is the worst player in the league." He said, "You are getting the worst player in the league," and I was like, "I don't believe it." So we got Abdul Nader, and I loved when he was playing for us. I was sad we had to include him in the Chris Paul trade because I genuinely was like, he is a good role player, and I would have loved to have him when we're trying to contend in the future. But obviously, timeline doesn't work out. Now he's got a shot to win a ring. So good for Abdul Nader. And he actually. My brother and I have gone. Typically, we go to like because the Thunder play in Philly every single season, at least or just once. So we go to that game pretty much every single year because it's a matchup for the two of us. And Philly's way closer than OKC because we live on the East Coast. So we went to a game and they were signing jerseys, or we got there early so I could get a jersey signature. But like Shea wasn't out there, Dort wasn't out there. So the guys I got to sign my Shea jersey, my blue Shea jersey that I wear in a lot of videos and stuff, were Mike Muscala and Abdul Nader. Those are my guys. And I've interviewed Mike Muscala with a couple other guys on my Thunder podcast, and Abdul Nader is on. Cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Mike Muscala is super cool. But
him on the Lakers ASAP.
Oh, did you?
Stretch 5. Oh no, I didn't interview him. I just want him.
Oh, okay. Oh, you need him on the Lakers ASAP? Yeah, man. Man, Mike Muscala is a beast. He was really good this season. And him and Abdul Nader were just both really cool signing my jersey because I was like super nervous. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I was just kind of holding the jersey out there, just like not saying much. And I think it was Nader who's like, he's like, like, do you want me to sign this? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he signed it, and I was like, thank you so much, man. He's like, no, thank you. He's like, thank you for all the support. But Nader was really cool. Mike's cool, and I'm happy. I want Abdul Nader. I want Chris Paul. I want Cameron Payne to win rings because Thunder guys.
Yeah,
Legends. Thunder legends.
Yeah,
Thunder legends. Exactly. You get it.
Yeah, most NBA players are just cool guys, man. Like I've had signatures from like Paul Millsap. I've gotten many times. He's a really cool guy.
You are the signature guy. You have Dan Marino. You never mentioned Dan Marino. You know how like deluxe that is?
Well, yeah, I don't because it's a basketball podcast. But yeah, you guys want to hit a few questions and then get out of here?
Did you have?
Yeah, sounds good.
Have some questions?
Yeah, we have about
that.
Yeah, we have a few. The first one, and I figure this will be the longest one. So
Wait, can you send the tweet?
SGA versus SGA and Murray debate. Who are you guys taking?
I'll take SGA for potential, and because he's a little healthier.
I'm biased, so.
So am I.
Am I the third man here?
Yeah. I guess so, but we're supposed to have a debate about it. So.
Man, I don't even want to debate it because I really like Jamal Murray. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah. I'm a really big fan of his game. That's the thing. I don't like debating with people on especially on Twitter, because I mean we debate and neither of us are going to change our minds or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what else? I guess if you just want my take, it's just I guess I'm just gonna take SGA because of his playmaking and just because what I've seen him do as a first option, but isn't even really fair to Jamal Murray because Jokic is on his team, so he's never really gonna get that chance to be a first option in Denver. So there's just all these different circumstances. I think SGA fits way better on this Thunder team right now because he's a better playmaker and we've seen him as a first option, and he's doing pretty well, and as well as the fact that he's healthy not fully healthy with his foot right now, but Jamal Murray hasn't been super healthy his whole career, so I think SGA fits better as a franchise building block for the Thunder, but who knows what Jamal Murray could do if he was on his own team, so, there's all those different circumstances to talk about.
Yeah, I think they're in the same tier of player. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I'm going to take Jamal because I'm a Nuggets fan. But Shea is a fantastic player. He's going to do great things in his career. Nothing but praise for Shea. I would personally take Jamal Murray because of what he's done in the postseason. I think he's a better shooter. I think he might be a marginally better defender. I kind of value playoff success, and we all saw what Jamal Murray can do in the playoffs. So I don't think if you take Shea, you're insane. I don't think if you take Jamal, you're insane. I think they're pretty interchangeable.
Yeah. I don't want to get into I don't want to get into a super heated debate. I think they're both great players, and hopefully someday soon they can play for Team Canada together because they're both hurt right now. So hopefully next Olympics they can help. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to be a full-time. If Team Canada beats the U.S., I won't mind it one bit because they're gonna have Shea, Dort, man. It's gonna be great.
I'm fully Team Canada or Team Serbia. The next one is should the Knicks trade RJ and others for Lillard? It's a hot button topic in the Knicks community. And I mainly want to do this one. I mainly want to do this one just to say, just to say, no shit, you should. It's RJ Barrett. He's good, but it's Damian Lillard. So
he's the Tyler Hero
you
should, THT in those.
Yeah, you should trade RJ Barrett, literally anyone besides literally anyone on that team for Damian Lillard. If you can get Damian Lillard, you do it.
I just don't see why they would do that though. Personally, I mean they have Thibodeau as their coach, so he's kind of a major win now coach, but I just don't really see the motive in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing for me is are they better? Are they better than the Blazers now? If say, for example, they trade RJ Barrett, a bunch of picks, and maybe a couple filler guys, are they better than the Blazers are now? That's my only thought. But if it's you're trying to contend, go get Dame. This is my thing with I the same Celtics friend, actually, Nick, who now I've talked about multiple times on this podcast.
About
We were
five,
having a
I think.
conversation. Yeah, about like 5 or 30. We were having a conversation the other day about if the Celtics should trade Dame for Jaylen Brown, or Jaylen Brown for Dame, and I was like, absolutely. Like, imagine a duo of
Yeah.
Dame and Tatum with Al Horford now there at the center, especially if they can find some way to like keep Marcus Smart in there too. Like, if they don't have to give up Marcus Smart somehow, that team's ridiculous. Dame, Marcus Smart,
Yeah.
Al Horford, Jason Tatum. It's
Semi
Decent
Ojale.
team.
Semi Ojeleye, exactly. You've got to go. You've got to go all in when like a player like Dame, a superstar, like becomes
Yeah.
available. And
Yeah,
I
Can't
think
be picky. And he has
my
4
thought
years
is, with all of the criticisms of Danny Ainge, now that Brad Stevens is the GM, I think if that opportunity arises and they go, we'll take Jaylen Brown, a bunch of picks, and like salary for Dame, I think Brad Stevens pulls the trigger. I think he doesn't want to pull a Danny Ainge 2.0 where he never pulls the trigger on anything and he gets a ton of slander for it.
Yeah. I think that whatever team, if Dame ends up getting traded, whatever team he gets traded to is getting a phenomenal player. Trust me, I watched him eviscerate my team in the playoffs. As far as the Knicks go, and if they're better than the Blazers, I think so, just because they're in the East.
That
So,
is a
like-
very good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think in the East, the Blazers probably would have made the second round. But yeah,
What-
the next one
Can I
is
get one in, perhaps?
yeah.
I want to get this is kind of like I want layup line. Shout out Dolos. I have a sneaky promo. I have a podcast, this Lakers one with him, but I'm trying to find. You can just say your thing. I completely lost the question.
No, that was the one I was gonna do.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
the question is how would you tier the current members of the Thunder's young core? SGA is in a different tier, obviously, but how would you rank the rest of Dort, Baisley, Poku, Teo, etc.?
So I think this might sound crazy, but if he reaches his like ceiling, I think Poku could be our best player, like better than Shea. That's how.
Ooh, wow.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
If he,
bold.
which goes back to like the MPJ type thing, where Poku is like a 7-footer, where if his ceiling is like a great shooter, good defender, like good playmaker, like he can do literally everything. But that I'm talking like his ceiling.
Yeah.
So I think like Shea and Poku are like Shea's obviously the top guy, but then I think Poku's like the second one, like right there. I think I would put him second, and after him, I definitely put Dort. I think Dort's next, just because he's already like he already got all defensive votes in like his second season, and he only played half a season last year, so this was his first full season, and we've got him under team control for a while on a really cheap deal. I hope he gets paid. I hope we pay him a lot. I feel so bad, man. I hope he gets paid when his contract runs up, but he should fire his agent. So,
did he sign a 4-year?
It was like a 4-year, like $6 million deal.
Yeah, that was. Oh my
It was
goodness.
super small.
that might be the like best contract team wise in the NBA.
Other than Luka right now, but his
Yeah.
expired technically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like the contract, like outside like rookie contracts, he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
So
4-year, 5.3. Jeez.
yeah,
Good
exactly.
Lord,
It was
yeah.
it was
That is
fantastic.
criminal.
It was crazy. Hopefully he gets paid, and hopefully his agent is fired. But
Hopefully he gets traded to Denver.
let's slow down a little bit. We'll slow ourselves down. But after Dort, I think Len, like, yeah, then I'd probably put like Baisley and Teo. Baisley is someone I still think he has a lot of. I think Baisley is probably higher than Teo just because he has like the physical attributes. But like,
Yeah.
I don't. Baisley's just really inconsistent, and a lot of Thunder Twitter has given up on him like completely. Like they are perfectly fine with trading him for whatever at this point, and I still think Baisley has a lot of potential. So I'm not done on Baisley yet, and then I think Teo's like right there. I'm trying to like and also like Ty Jerome is a sneaky guy just because he's already a really good shooter and he's young. And for a team that lacks all shooters whatsoever, I think he's he's another guy that's like pretty important to us. So yeah, I think Shea's the top guy, but then I would have Poku set like right behind him. than like Dort there. Like those are the top three. I think they're like their own. If I was told I had to save three people from being like guaranteed not being traded, I'm gonna save those three guys.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them untouchable?
Yeah.
Though?
I think right now, like for this team, I would say probably those three are, I would think, untouchable. If I'm Sam Presti, Shea right now is our franchise cornerstone guy. Unless, of course, like if the Mavericks, whenever I say Shea's untouchable, someone goes, "Oh, what if they offered Luka?" I was like, "Of course I'm going to say yes to Luka."
Yeah, if someone says they're untouchable, it means for like realistic trade offers, guys. Like if I say Michael Porter Jr. is untouchable, if someone called and was like Luka for Michael Porter, yeah, no shit, I'm taking that. But like for most realistic trade packages, Michael Porter Jr. is untouchable.
THT and Kuzma. And a couple first rounders.
Yeah, Kuzma in a second.
Yeah. The old classic, the old reliable for Lakers fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think if someone like offers me like a pretty good trade for like Dort, like maybe, or like Poku, man, I really think Poku's gonna be really good. So I would lean no for those two guys. And then Shea, it's like, unless you're throwing me like a god offer, no, I'm not trading him. And that's not like picks. I'm talking like a good player.
Yeah, I'll let you in on a little secret. I tried to get a Poku rookie card because I was like high on him. So
good investment.
I didn't get it. I ended up being outbid, but
man,
I did try and get it.
Hey, but you can say you were on the bandwagon first.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out Kenny Hustle, Kenrich Williams.
I love Kenrich Williams. Like, he is definitely not untouchable, but I want Kenrich Williams in a Thunder jersey for the rest of time. He's someone who was in the Pelicans package, and I was like, because of course I'd seen him play because I watch like every team at least a little bit, and I was like, man, like he could be a solid player, like solid role player, but he was every single, especially that portion of the season when we didn't have Shea for a little bit before he ended up even going out for the long term. Like we played the Lakers, and Kenrich Williams was going crazy, and Lakers fans were melting down on my timeline.
Oh yeah.
Like, who the hell? Yeah, you probably know.
He has like a mullet, but it's not.
Yeah, he has a mullet. So people were melting down the timeline like, who is this man, Kenrich Williams with a mullet that is killing the Lakers right now? And it was like a top 3 moment of this entire season for me. Love Kenny.
Yeah, I want him in a Nuggets jersey, as I do with like a lot of Thunder players. I'm realizing.
Hey man, if you want to send Jokic this way for Kenny Hustle, I'm not going to complain about it.
Okay. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's slow our roll. I don't think all of the picks and Shea would make me want to trade Jokic. Jokic is untouchable for literally anybody as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't you say in a hypothetical world you wouldn't trade Jokic for AD and LeBron?
Yeah.
That's still a little silly.
Damn, that's...
Alas.
I know that's like probably just complete bullshit, but my emotions are what rule my basketball takes. So
that's understandable. I feel that.
Yeah, most of the time I'm able to think with my head, but when it comes to Jokic, I'm not.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I did like that question. I just wanted to highlight it because this is a certainly deserved shout out to the layup line. He's making I'm blanking out. He's making a Thunder series where he talks about the process as it goes. He's like the process part 2. So shout out to him. And I need to get Cone to watch that because it's very good. And he's a fan, so.
I think I might have seen a DM from him. I'll have to go back and find it where he told me to, or he like mentioned it to me. So I'll go back and find that. I'll have to watch it.
He puts a lot of effort into it, and he's like, shout out to him. Shout out to layup line. If you're a Thunder fan listening to this, then check him out.
Another one is, what coaches do you think are on the hot seat? Well, obviously Luke Walton.
All of them are fired at this.
No, point. Luke Walton is safe as hell. I'm fully convinced Luke Walton will be the Kings coach until the day he dies.
I am interpreting this as who I think should be on the hot seat.
Okay, that's also good because the Kings have no idea. I don't know how so many coaches have been fired, parted ways mutually, whatever you want to say. And Luke Walton is still the coach. When they blew like a 10-point lead to like the Hornets in like 40 seconds, and that night that he should have been fired, and he's still their coach. I don't get it.
Yeah,
but yes, Luke Walton should be fired.
I am going to say I think that Jason Kidd will be gone after a year, hopefully, for Luka's sake. I
Could
think
Phillips
Mike
not
Malone.
even? Could he be fired before he coaches? I don't think that's gonna happen, but
No. I
I think
think
he signed 5 years. So
yeah.
I think Mike Budenholzer should be on the hot seat. I don't know if he
should
is or
be.
not.
Yeah.
They could win the finals, and I would still think they should fire Mike
Yeah.
that'd be
Budenholzer.
Sam.
hilarious. That would be. Hilarious.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Nuggets have a disappointing run that they move on from Mike Malone. I don't think they should,
They shouldn't.
but I wouldn't be surprised if he got like fired after 2 years because his contract expires. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't renew him. But I think he should stay because he's done great
It's
things
like
here,
top
obviously.
5, top 3, arguably.
Yeah,
Reminds me of Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be shocked if Quinn Snyder left.
I was
if they,
gonna say
Did-
Quinn Snyder feels like a guy that he's like one disappointing run away from them like parting
Yeah.
ways. Maybe not firing
Yeah.
because he's led them to so
Yeah.
much success, but
parting ways. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I would not be shocked at that because the Jazz. I don't know. I feel like the Jazz are on kind of the verge of just wanting to blow it all up and then whatever.
Like 2 to 3
I don't
years
know.
away from Donovan Mitchell
Yeah.
going to the Lakers. Yeah, I got you.
No.
Donovan Mitchell to the Thunder actually.
Yeah, I support that. Donovan Mitchell. To the
There we
Thunder.
go.
Look
See,
at you
you get
hating
it.
big markets. Shame on you.
Small markets stick
Yeah,
together.
small market sticks. Dude, I'm not joking when I say small market team fans literally 90% of the time just love other small market teams. Just
I mean, I was a
lot of the
Nuggets fan
time.
for a little bit. I did like the Nuggets until they tanked, but that's a different discussion.
yeah,
You still
Um,
lost.
yeah, because Chris Paul
That's
doesn't
different.
miss from the
That's-
fucking mid range.
Very true.
Yes, sir. That's
At least we
that's
didn't get
something I-
swept.
You
That's all
you
I'll
don't
say.
learn how good Chris Paul's mid-range shot is until he's either on your team or he plays your team in the playoffs. Being
Yeah.
on the Thunder, I was like, because I knew he was good at mid-range, of course I did. But watching him on
Yeah.
the Thunder, Asher, do you remember when he hit a mid-range over Bull's extended arm in the bubble?
Dude, that shot was insane.
The greatest moment of my life. Top one easily.
Yeah, I that was a great game overall. I remember Michael Porter was going off that game as well.
Yeah, it feels like he feels like a guy who's going to turn into a Thunder killer at some point, like Wiggins 2.0.
Porter or Bol?
Probably Porter, but
It-
knowing the Thunder, probably both.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think Bol's gonna get any playing time this next season, man.
You should have
Um,
traded him a while ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if there's any other questions. There's no other questions I really want to get to. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or you want to wrap it up?
No, not really.
Nothing
I might have
particular.
a video on the way. I might finally return after like 3 months of saying I was going to return, but it's very reliant on the Suns' success, so I'm rooting for the Suns very hard. But also check out Asher's videos. Comment what a thumbnail. Compliment the thumbnails more than the video. I would certainly appreciate that. But
Yeah, shout out to Rose for being my thumbnail guy.
yeah,
The sweatshop is starting.
yes, we are expanding.
Time to become LNU 2.0.
He's gonna be lost in LNU. Does anyone remember
Yeah.
him? We're gonna
Yeah,
recreate
I
Thunder
just said
fan, by
that.
the way. The average Thunder fan over there.
Thunder
It's like the
legend.
one Thunder fan I can't stand.
But yeah, you got. I think we already plugged everything. But you got anything
Yeah,
else to plug,
we just
Cone?
plugged it like half an hour ago. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
No, not much to plug. Thank you guys for having me on. Go check out both of their. Well, this is Asher. These go up on your channel, right?
Yes.
We
yes, they
might
do.
Okay.
make a channel. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
At some point.
either way, subscribe to both of them on YouTube. Go check out Rose's video when it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me on. It was a lot of fun to talk with y'all. Looking forward to seeing who the Thunder pick up in the draft. Wow, it feels like a year ago that I said Scotty Barnes was called Kawhi Leonard, but Scotty Barnes, future Thunder legend, him and Lou Dort locking people up. I'm saying when Poku becomes an All-NBA player, y'all come back to this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I will want to have you back on after the draft just to get your reactions.
Or when Moses Brown becomes Jokic. You mentioned that. That was hilarious. Yeah.
That was outside of that, we didn't upload during the month of June because the one that we had recorded corrupted.
We won't say Hook, but he'll be on in the future for sure.
Yeah. Outside of that, happy Pride Month. I know it's late, but happy Pride Month to all of our LGBT listeners. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Cone for coming on. Also, I think this is our longest pod ever. So
congrats.
Yeah, there we go. We covered so many topics in this.
We did.
So many.
Talking about Moses Brown and Jokic to.
I forgot that
your
was
Instagram. Your Instagram.
Yeah, to me, I was impersonated. Moses Brown is Jokic.
Identity theft during the pod. That was hilarious.
2DS dating simulator.
Man, everything happened on here. This was a good one.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening. Bye.
Leave us a 5-star.
See you guys.
That too.